So, who wants a thing?
Not me for once.
For once?
I just never do this.
Because usually my mind is a fried mess thanks to what I can't recall it, so excuse me that I don't want it for once.
But you do it all the time, Joe. Have to carry us here.
Look, I don't want it for once, man. Just take it.
I don't. I remember the last part. What about that? I don't remember shit, so.
Alright. So, I guess I can get the thing. Because nobody else wants it.
I guess.
Sure can.
So,
Yeah.
last time you guys introduced yourselves to Archangel, aka Garrus Vicarian, and you are now considered part of his team, at least from his perspective. He brought you into a room and started describing how the three major gangs on Omega, and told you some facts about them, but he told you that he doesn't really have an information network. Therefore, he doesn't really know much other than basic stuff. So he told you all that. And he gave you some places to start, potentially. After that, you guys discussed what to do next. A few of you accessed an extranet terminal to try to get some information, but one of you got hacked and resolved that. And another of you just got information that they figured was going to be the case anyway. You decided to start your search in two different places simultaneously. Your first location that you decided to search was the recruitment center for the Blood Pack. One of you is there. And the rest of you decided to see if you could get your hands on one of your guys' old ships. The one of you who went to get recruited stumbled and almost failed his way into getting recruited. But he still is recruited and is temporarily allowed into certain areas, at the very least. So he's going to attempt to use that, which he is currently looking into. And the rest of you had to rescue one of the NPCs that is with you guys, because he was going to get murdered, basically. And you guys went to the market, which is when the rest of you mostly left. However, we continued for a little bit after that, and it turns out that the ship that you guys were looking for, the tracker that you guys were using to locate it, was separated from the rest of the ship, at the very least. So,
We didn't find the ship, we only found the tracker that was on the ship.
Yes.
So we basically found the black box,
Yes.
kind of. Okay.
So,
Only the black box.
DM not ready to give us an awesome ship quite yet, or?
well, let's just say that you guys were locked up for more than a week. Each of you, at least, were locked up for more than a week. So, well, at least the people who were involved in the escape from the Blood Pack prison were locked up for more than a week. So, that's time enough. The ship was impounded, and you don't know what happened after that. So, yeah, you went to the market stall, and your Quarian friend bought the tracking device from the market vendor. And, he gave it to, the Turian among you, Geo's character. Still don't remember you guys' names.
That's no problem. We're not experts after all.
Well, I kind of am, but not with your characters' names and stuff.
I kind of am, but not with the names.
Yeah, so Heldros. Yeah, so you currently have the black box in your hands. But other than that, no other part of your ship is in this market area.
Oh, of course I'm fucking annoyed. Like, god fucking damn.
And I'll leave it up to your companion, your Quarian companion, as to whether or not he will share the last piece of information that he obtained at the end of the session. So,
No, he won't.
so, what do you guys want to do from here? You're currently at the market stall. The big group is currently at the market stall. The single person is headed towards another place, like a safe house, basically. So,
I would suggest we go back and, well, let's see what I can get out of the black box for information.
all right. So he wants to go back. What do the rest of you want to do? Because I
I'll
know
take note.
I know what the single person wants to do because he has yet to reach his destination.
I'll keep the last info for myself and note that down, basically.
Okay.
I'll do a quick glance to see if I see what I heard.
You look around.
Mm-hmm.
It is not possible, so I won't even make you roll. You cannot see him from your current location.
Okay. And I'll go along with the touring because I don't know what to do. So.
Okay. Because I know the layout of this particular area that you guys are in, and no, you can't see him from the market stall that you're currently standing at, so.
We can try.
So, Preben, you just following along? You're just along for the ride?
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
I have no money, and so I can't really do anything, and I have yet to be giving a function. I guess I haven't kind of learned yet to be my own person. So,
That's fine.
yeah, I literally just got freed.
Yeah, you were basically enslaved, and then you were freed, and then subsequently enslaved again by a different group, and then and then you were freed again. So, yeah, it's true. All right. So
I kind of just figure that these are my slave owners now. I'm kind of just wondering why they haven't made me kill anything yet or break into anything yet.
all right. So you start following them back. So you guys head back to the sky car. I'm gonna switch over to the single person. So Croak, you
Yep.
arrive at the safe house. You are at the exterior.
Alright.
You see an automated door, but as you approach, it doesn't open.
I'm wearing my uniform.
Yep. Still doesn't open.
Okay, I knock on it.
All right. You hear the intercom next to the door buzz to life, and you can see a black, shadowy room. You can't see any individuals within, but you hear a voice coming from the intercom. Yeah, what is it?
I seek Werelock members.
Stand in front of the scanner. And you see a little, like, camera in front of the intercom. So you stand in front of the little camera in front of the intercom, I assume.
Yeah.
And suddenly, you see the screen, like the visual of the intercom, turn bright, and you see a Blood Pack member in his armor standing in front of the camera. Alright, just had to make sure. Come on in. And the door opens.
I go in.
Alright, you head on in. This is one of their hideout safe houses. So, inside here, it's basically just a living area, like a house, or an apartment, or something like that. There's a kitchen area, there's washing facilities, there's all that stuff, and it's all sized for, and there's like clothes, extra clothes, and stuff like that. All of it is properly sized and fitted for Krogan-sized individuals, and with their arm lengths and everything put in mind. So everything here is actually Krogan friendly. So, you enter, and there's about between 5 and 10 different individuals just currently hanging out. Apparently they are watching a rerun of the Armax Arsenal Arena's game that you saw earlier. The combat arena. So, there's between 5 and 10 individuals that you can see plainly. What would you like to do?
Is there anyone separate from the group?
You look around. There doesn't appear to be anybody who's specifically hanging out, like, by themselves. But there's also not anybody who's specifically, like, just hanging out directly next to anybody. They're just sort of doing their own activities in this area.
Alright. I'll just go to a random group then.
Alright. Roll me a d2. Because there's two major sets of individuals here. Okay. So here's what you get. Um, you see that the group that is watching the game, nobody appears to be paying attention to each other in that group, so it appears that they are more inclined to secret conversation if need be. So you can approach any of these individuals without necessarily worrying about someone overhearing you or listening in or whatever.
Sure.
So you walk over there. Do you
Yeah.
address a single individual or do you address the whole group?
I'll take a seat next to a single individual
Okay.
if I can.
There's a guy, there's 3 guys in this group. One is sitting next to a counter with a bottle of Ring Call. There's 2, and he's watching the game. There is a couch, which has 1 individual sitting on it. He is watching the game as well. And there is a single chair, which is Krogan-sized, accommodating for their hump, which a lot of chairs do not, that are created, which allows them to lay back and stuff. He is sitting in just a chair, and he is also watching the game. So which particular individual would you like to approach?
By the counter. The guy by the counter, I guess.
Okay. So you sit on a bar stool, which is next to him, which he is also sitting on a bar stool. He's just watching the game. He obnoxiously burps as you sit down.
Cool.
Classic.
Hey,
He glances over to you.
you Werlock?
Yeah, we all are.
So how'd you do it?
How'd I do what?
You know, survive the treasure.
He laughs. He currently has his helmet off. So he goes, with a stereotypical Krogan laugh. He goes, easily. You don't have to kill it. You just have to survive long enough.
So you didn't fight it at all?
He shrugs. Most of us don't.
Did you bring any grunts?
He nods. Why wouldn't I?
All right. Tell me, and I bring up what are they called? The ales the Krogan have.
Sorry? I didn't hear what you said.
What was the ale the Krogan had?
Ring
the
call?
Krogan has? Yeah. So I say, tell me, and I bring that up. What kind of tactics did he use? And I slide it towards him.
He smiles. Well, if you're looking to grease some gears, you already did. And he grabs the bottle. So you can mark 1 bottle off, because he's just gonna straight up drink it. He goes, all you gotta do is hide. You don't have to fight. Though, unexpected challenges tend to crop up. They're not all the same.
Like what?
Such as my challenge. How do I say this? I got pinned in a hole by a Varan. I had to beat it with my bare hands. Doesn't
While
happen
the-
for everybody.
While the treasure was around you.
He nods.
Alright. And once you beat the Baron, you just find another hole and hide, I guess.
He shrugs. I just used its corpse as cover.
So it doesn't like grapple you and throw you around.
The Thresher. You haven't really encountered one, have you?
I'm about to go there in a few days.
Oh, so you're clanless then?
I nod.
He nods. Well, then might I recommend joining Clan Warlock?
Why do you think I'm here?
He nods. Fair enough. All right. If you're looking to survive a Thresher fight, don't fight it. Normally, even tanks have a hard time fighting Threshers. Yeah, don't fight it.
Talk about being quadruple agents.
So good, dude.
Oh.
They have no idea.
Yeah, they don't. They're not exactly the recruiter who was tricked by him knew that he was someone who didn't like the Blood Pack, but as long as he was willing to stop fighting him, as he said, "Okay, stop fighting me, I'll let you join." Then he was like, "Okay, this guy is willing to take orders." That's all it took for him. So, the guy says, "Thresher Boss, here's the basic rundown. What you need to know. They're gigantic. Usually Thresher Moths don't even show their entire body during a fight. They stay underground. But the upper part of their body that they usually show in a fight is about the size of a 10-15 story building. They're gigantic insect-looking creatures. They burrow underground. But a few things you should remember. If you see something blue above ground, don't go near it. Large tendril-looking appendage, don't go near it. That is how they sense things above ground. Other than that, if somehow you manage to stumble your way into one of these tendrils, it will come above ground. Be careful of two things. First, it spits acid. The acid is very powerful, capable of burning through your shields and your armor. So do not get hit by it. Though, if you hide behind cover, your shields will eventually restore, and you should be fine. Thing two, they have gigantic arm blades, kind of like praying mantises, except huge. So be careful of those. Don't get within melee range of it, which is quite long for these creatures. If, and this is if, you plan on fighting it, go into an area it cannot easily get within. and just start shooting. Eventually, like all creatures, it will be defeated. Especially if you have powerful enough weapons.
How big is the area I can fight it?
Depends on which clan you intend to join. Different clans have different arenas for these things. But for the Werlock arena, it's not very large. But it's not small either. About a square kilometer. But you must stay within range of the Thresher Hammers. The Thresher Hammers you must activate in order to attract it. So basically, you know what a Thresher Hammer is because you grew up on Tachanka. A Thresher Hammer is this gigantic mechanized thing that has this, it's usually either stone or metal. It's usually has hydraulics within it. It lifts up this gigantic hammer, as it's called. It's usually a large stone or metal pillar. It lifts it up and then shoves it down very heavily to cause tremors within the ground to attract the Thresher. But a lot of other creatures are also attracted by these tremors that live on Tachanka. Therefore, so it depends on which clan you join, but you have to hit it a number of times in order to pass the test. And once the Thresher appears, then you have to survive it for a certain amount of time. If you manage to survive it for that amount of time or defeat it, which is very rare, defeating it is very rare. Usually, people don't decide to try to kill it. However, if you do decide to kill it, then any remaining time is forfeited and you automatically pass. So, if you want the encounter to end quickly, you can try to kill it. But, if
Something tell me that isn't quickly.
it's not that quickly, but you can defeat it quicker than the timer, depending on how talented you are and what weaponry and stuff you have. But either way. Yeah.
Is there a limit to what kind of weaponry I can bring?
As long as you can carry it, you can bring it with you.
Okay.
But yeah, you have to last at least a few minutes. It depends on which clan you wish to join because they have different traditions.
Last time I tried, when I ran away, it was a 5-minute timer.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
So I think it's 5 minutes.
Yep. It's usually isn't longer than like a half hour that they ask you to survive it. But yes, he goes on. Other than that, I cannot give you any advice that you wouldn't gain from battle training. Surviving a threat that is larger than you, greater than you, a threat that outnumbers you, those are all things you should have learned in battle training.
Of course.
Of course, something I've done when I was, clanless.
Well, I had training for many years.
He was also mercenary for a while, just going around doing things. Stereotypical Krogan lifestyle. Going around being a mercenary. A quote from the first Mass Effect game from a Krogan. If any Krogan would be asked if they would rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits, they would answer fight for credits every time. So,
So if you say, I can give you life-saving food right this moment, or credits, they pick credits.
well, Krogan have humps on their backs for a reason, so yes.
Yeah.
They can survive longer than certain other species because of their humps. Contains nutrients and liquids.
I say to the guy then, do you have any advice on how to prepare myself for when the day arrives?
Well, you appear to have armor and weapons. Other than that, get better armor and weapons.
Do you know a place?
He shrugs. You could go back to our armory.
Or just be that kind, just buy heavy armor for myself and be a dick.
Unlike in other games, you don't get penalties from it other than the penalties listed on it. Because everybody is proficient in every type of armor. But you would get the sneaking penalties other than that. Like,
Super expensive. So.
I a contradiction in your sentence, Matt. You said you don't get any penalties beside the sneaking penalty.
yes, the sneaking penalty, which is part of your armor. Like, that's part of the armor benefits and negatives. But you don't get the, like, because he's a like, non, quote-unquote, heavy armor class, he doesn't get any penalties from it because everybody's
You
proficient.
get 2 black dice to stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And coordination.
Something I'm planning not to deal with at all.
Okay.
That's the stealth part.
Alright. So,
The armory was like the place I've been to, and it was shitty armory, right? Nothing better than currently have.
they had basic armor and weapons at the places you've been. The armory is actually a different location, but if you want something other than the basic weapon and armor, you'll have to pay for it. You'll get to pay less because you're part of the group, but other than that, you'll have to pay for everything you get.
Well, I have 0 credits, so I can't. Okay.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
No. Well, thanks for your advice.
He nods. If you're looking for a grant, and you're looking to join Clan Warlock, we will provide you with a grant.
Appreciate it. And then I leave.
Alright. So you leave that location? Is there anything that you want to do outside that location before you start traveling to your next destination? Like contact your friends or anything?
Well, I want to memorize the location so I know when to bring it up.
Yep.
And I don't want to contact them just right outside the base.
Okay, so where do you want to head next?
I'll go to them, but I'll contact them when I'm like 5 blocks away or something.
Okay. Okay, like a decent distance. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of the group is at the Sky Car, but your Krogan companion hasn't arrived at the Sky Car yet. Would you like to wait for him?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. All right. So you get, before they leave, you do get far enough away where you feel comfortable using your Omni tool to contact them.
Right. I contact Olaf's character.
All right, you contact your Quarian friend, which is you've been told to refer to as Roll.
Yes,
So.
roll.
All right. So, Roll, you have an incoming message. Video message.
I accept it.
All right.
I'm done here. I will be heading back to the bar.
Alright. I'll inform you two others about that.
All right. Anything else you wanted to tell them?
No.
All right. So a few minutes past the time that you would have wanted to wait, but he told you that he was coming. So a few minutes after that, he shows up. However, actually, wait. You see, he still has blood pack armor on. So you see a blood pack member approaching your vehicle.
I like have my hacking ready just in case.
All right, everybody else sees this as well.
Do I recognize him?
You can't, because he has a helmet on as well.
Oh, he has a helmet on too. Okay. Then I'm definitely having hacking shit ready.
All right, he's approaching. What are you guys doing? Like, he's just walking up to the car as if it's normal.
Does he have like the logo on him?
Oh yeah, he has like it all blood pack armor are custom painted to be red and white, and they have like the skull and fist symbol on them, like all over the place, like on their shoulders, on their helmets, stuff like that.
My weapons, are they like on me, like on belts, or can we do that they're like inside of me? Would that like be something extra?
What gun do you have?
I have the grenade launcher and a silent pistol. The M11 suppressor. Both of them highly illegal.
They are. Because the M11 suppressed pistol is a gun that has a built-in suppressor, which in most places is illegal. Built-in suppressors are illegal.
I don't think it's military.
It is, but the thing that makes it illegal is the built-in suppressor, because it can't be removed off the weapon. So yeah. Yeah, the suppressor is built in as part of the weapon.
Would I have the weapons in like holsters and shit, or can I actually make it so that I have them inside of me?
You would have to purchase a in the game's sense, it's a cybernetic thing that you would have to purchase in order to have like weapons within yourself. So, yeah, unless you purchased that for each of your weapons, then they are exterior weapons. I'm pretty sure.
I would have the suppressor like on a chest holster.
Okay. Yep.
But I guess the grenade launcher is pretty big, so I guess like in like a belt around my waist, so it's kind of hidden beneath my cloak, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Just so you're aware that I'm saying that what you said is fine, but the normal way to carry it is like with a back holster on your armor. That would be the normal way to carry it. But
Probably, yeah, but since it's illegal and I'm illegal myself, I would like make measures to try and hide my gear.
that's fair. That's fair. That's why I said it. It's fine. I'm just telling you the normal way that somebody would carry it. So you're good.
So I will, I guess, ready action if that's a thing here.
Yes, you can spend your turn preparing. Yes.
I will ready action my silenced pistol. I won't take it out. I will just like, as the police people do, they just take the thing that holds it in place when you're running off and holding my hand on it.
Yeah,
ready
just
to
hover
draw.
handing over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. Anybody else doing anything? I think Gio's the only other person who said that they weren't doing anything.
I think he was asleep.
Did he?
Like always.
Gio?
He's not talking. He hasn't been talking, and his camera's not on, so it's not that easy to actually see if he's sleeping. But
It wouldn't surprise me.
Gio?
I'm surprised,
Gio? Okay.
He's dead.
He
I'll
gets.
hit off.
I will not let him do anything then. So he does nothing. As he approaches, he just
I open the door.
he just opens the door.
I look in.
I point my gun straight in your face. I am sorry, but this vehicle is currently occupied.
Scoot over, and I push him away. I go in.
Do I recognize his voice?
Yes. Even though he has a helmet on, this particular helmet has things that allow his voice to sound almost the same as it would without his helmet. And yes, he sounds like Croak.
Okay.
So do you stop pointing the gun at him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that I would care because you're a pea shooter. Anyways.
That, yeah, but I can't exactly use my grenade launcher in the car. Well, I can, but
It wouldn't
Nobody's
do much
stopping you.
either
won't be pleasant.
for you.
His grenade launcher would be more liable to blow up the car than it would hurt you, unfortunately. Because he has an obscene soak threshold. So.
What is your soak?
7.
He took a bunch of talents and shit for it.
So your grenade launcher would do 1 damage to me.
Frag grenades does 12 damage. No, 8.
8. Yeah.
Shoot him 7 times.
Let me just say that an anti-tank mine could blow up under his foot and he still wouldn't instantly be dead.
25 points.
He's gonna be a pain if he gets heavy armor.
Yeah. I just win the game if I do that.
Yeah, because that gives you like 3 extra soak or something.
But that's just base damage. There's also, because I looked this up in preparation for today, because I thought you guys might get in a fight today.
Mike, the
Router
game was
pooped out on him.
quite a bit big, faster than I thought, but I'm back.
You weren't asleep.
Back.
What
Turn on
happened?
your cameras and make sure you don't sleep.
His router poopy.
Oh. His router crapped out? Okay.
Yeah, I heard him lag out like crazy and then he vanished.
Yeah, my router decided to have a fit, so I was just checking it. I come back, I'm like, okay, let's try it again. Oh, it's back, yay.
Okay. So, either way, so he gets in the car. But yeah, what I was gonna say is I looked it up. So how it works is, depending on how many successes you get when you hit, that adds to your damage. So, like, if you get one success, that's 0 extra damage, but every success on top of that also adds an extra point of damage. And then you can also crit, but I didn't get to read all of it before I had to start, so.
Kind of a bit like Shadowrun, you could say.
Yeah.
What Olaf and Preben remember of it.
So.
I remember quite a bit from Shadowrun.
I remember I had like a million dice and I'm a sniper.
It was fun. I remember I killed a guy by shoving my shotgun up his anus. That was an interesting session.
That was a very interesting session.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It pulled the trigger.
Anyways.
He didn't die from the insertion.
Oh my god.
Anyways.
Either way. So, yeah, so he enters the vehicle. So do you guys wish to just leave?
His voice.
Yeah, okay, go. What were you saying?
Yeah, but really.
I was just asking if you wanted to leave now that he's there.
Yeah, I'd go.
Okay, so you guys, the sky car is awaiting your command. Where would you like to go?
Should we head back to him or should we head somewhere else?
Yes.
Okay. If no one else has anything to say, then that is what happens. You...
I guess we'll drive back to Mr. Archangel, no? Because you have to drive back there because the AI don't work.
Alright, the VI in the car says, approaching nearest parking location of Archangel. And it takes off and starts flying away.
Should we have picked more of the place we wanted to go?
Should we?
I think we should.
Yeah, but we don't. Where are we going?
Let's just say you don't know the name of the place where you guys, the hideout was, so.
Just go to this parking place spot.
Just say previous location last time. Next time.
Would that be accepted with a VI?
You're not sure how this VI is programmed, so you don't know the answer to that.
Gonna hack into the system and make it happen.
You could potentially program it, but that would take some time.
I won't. Not now, at least.
Because let's just say none of you are experts in, like, makes and models of vehicles. So, you don't know, like, how the manufacturer would program the VI for this particular sky car. So. But you could, if you wanted to, like, spend a few hours tinkering with it, you could potentially figure all that out, but...
Save it for another spot.
If you have some downtime, you might want to do that, but other than that, like, not at the moment. Because it's gonna be like 10-15 minutes for you to arrive back at the hideout, so...
Clean and tinker on the scope I bought in the meantime.
Yes, you can do that in the vehicle.
I'll be
Oh, go ahead.
trying to crack. I'll be trying to crack the, well, not literally crack, or figurative crack the encoding of, well, the black box.
Okay, do you have hacking?
Oh.
Do you literally have a hacker right in front of you?
Well, let's just say that that's what you're going to be rolling. So...
It's intelligence based.
Well, I'm decent at intelligence. Think, I guess. I hope.
You are the second smartest in this group.
Next to me, yes.
You have 1 intelligence.
So
Stat-wise,
I use it better than you.
probably.
He's good at military tactics.
Yeah, he knows that, but that's a...
You don't know me.
You don't know me either.
He says with his 1, well, I can grapple him with 3.
Do you have a 2 intelligence, don't you?
No, a 3.
You have a 3 as well.
Stats isn't everything.
It's also
That's the
true.
guy who puts stats to be more soaking.
Yeah, but that's different. That's not intelligence.
Soak is like prevent damage. That's what that is. Whereas the stats that you guys are talking about, you actually have to roll to see if you succeed, so that's more luck based. You can improve your chances to succeed, but
I don't see any hacking in the list. I just see computers. That's it.
I added manually, so...
yes, it's a how do I say setting exclusive.
Yeah, setting based.
Yeah, it's setting based stat. So you can, I think it's supposed to replace computers, so you can just roll computers because it would be the same thing.
Okay. So in this case, I would be rolling 3 greens. I'm just curious how it would look like in D&D. Not
And
roll 20, I should say.
and the roll that you're going to be making has 3 purple dice added to it as difficulty dice.
Oh no! Well, let's use the roller. Let's just do. The roll has been good to me. D&D, if you roll 20, has been bad to me. So
Yeah,
just
they
give
don't
me a
have
sec.
general 20, so don't even bother. Even though the dice things are on the side on your skill things, they don't work.
Okay, hold on then. Let me look up where the fuck
I'm spamming one of them now, nothing happens.
Yeah, it's because these sheets have to be like programmed to work, and I guess whoever programmed these sheets didn't program them properly, or I didn't implement them properly, which the second option is very possible.
Yeah.
Because I might have to do something to make them work.
Okay, here goes the roll. Blank.
Blank?
Blank.
Nothing happened.
Okay, so that means that it isn't a bad thing, but it also isn't good either. So you start trying to fiddle around with it. You don't, like, break it, but you don't get any answers from it. Like, you're fooling around with it successfully, and you're, like, taking, like, because it's a box. So you're, like, taking, like, the screws out and stuff like that, but, like, you're not, like, getting any information from it. So it's not broken. You can still use it for whatever you want to use it for. But
That's a good part.
but you didn't get any information either. So, and I'll say that takes up your car ride, because it's only about 10-15 minutes. So like you spend that time trying to tinker with it and not getting any answers. Anybody else want to do anything?
Interpretation, I'm just chewing on the box or something.
Like 5 minutes into the ride, I just randomly say, "So you guys want to find a treasure?"
Wow.
What's a treasure?
Big thing.
Just so you know, Thresher is his slang word for Thresher Maw, which is the full name of the creature.
Do I know what that is?
I'm pretty sure there's a knowledge skill for that. It's like life or sciences or something in this setting.
Life or physical science?
Life science, yep. So that would be like biology and stuff like that, like natural creatures and stuff.
Any purple?
Um, I'd say one purple because it's relatively well known what threshers are, thresher moths.
Success and advantage.
Success and an advantage. Yeah, you know what they are. Now I'm going to give the codex rundown of what these things basically are. Because they're pretty interesting. So Thresher
those
moths. Thresher moths.
Those things!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that, yeah, they're not fun things to have to deal with. In the first game, they are really annoying enemies that you find on random planets that can very easily destroy your tank in the first game. In the second game, they are encountered once as a really hard boss that you fight, or relatively hard boss. And in the third game, they're actually a thing that helps you at one point, and that's about it. So, Thresher moths are alien creatures that nobody knows the true origin of where they came from. Because they can reproduce using spores that can attach to spaceships, survive in the vacuum of space, and lie dormant in space, and survive the re-entry into planets, and still be birthed on a different planet. So nobody knows the true origin of where this species came from, but they exist on even uncharted planets. So teams that go to uncharted planets have a risk of running into thresher moths, even though nobody's ever explored these planets before. Basically, these spores can be birthed into these creatures. They need very little food, especially for their size. And when these creatures are birthed, they exist on even barren worlds. So they can survive on even very little subsistence. Because even in the first game, they can, like, exist on planets with no animals or other fauna. Or flora, for that matter. But these creatures are very difficult. Like, the standard military encounter with a thresher maw, the advice is either just leave the area where it is, just get out of there, retreat, or if you have to fight it, use heavy ordnance.
So either flee for your fucking life or use nuclear ordnance. Got it.
So if you're using a tank, you have to have a skilled driver to, like, get away from it as it's trying to spit acid that can go through your tank's shields and armor, or trying to slice you with its large blade arms, which can go through shields and armor as well. So they're a huge pain in that regard. You need a very skilled driver and a very skilled shooter when you're maneuvering the tank around. So they're a big problem to fight. Fights with them can last hours, even with tanks. So they can be a problem. They're basically like in Star Wars, those creatures that can exist on like asteroids and stuff. I forget what they're called.
I don't know either. The only thing that I do know, what I can recall them from, is a Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, those things are also a problem too, and can exist on multiple planets. But these particular creatures are unique because they can survive, like, entering an atmosphere as eggs. So, yeah, they're everywhere in the galaxy, and they're a problem. And their spores can survive like exiting an atmosphere and like re-entry into an atmosphere. So,
So if you kill one, you will be heralded as a hero.
correct. Though if you have a tank, it's a lot easier. It depends on how skilled of a driver and gunner you have, but yeah. So yeah, he's asking if you guys want to fight a skyscraper tall creature, basically.
Can I make a roll to see if I also know this?
Okay, sure. It's your knowledge unproficient because you don't have life science.
Okay, so just knowledge in general.
It is your general knowledge, not your proficient knowledge, which you have marked off.
Okay, so it's not. Well, I only have one die in it, even if I marked it off.
So one green die, with one purple die, is what you need to roll.
Not two purple die. No, no, no.
Just one.
Success.
All right, what did you get?
Success.
Just one success?
Yeah.
Okay.
One explosion and a blank.
Okay, that's good. That means your bad dice had nothing on it, so that's good. Because the bad dice have a chance of getting lots of bad things or nothing. So
My bad dice had two X's, but I also got 4 advantages from three dice. So
yeah,
well,
yeah.
4
This
successes.
bad, like if I had a success and then I got like an X, wouldn't that be like I know what it is?
It can start your success.
Some other knowledge I do not know. Maybe something important or something. Right?
So if you get a success and an X, which is a failure, so if you get a success and a failure, they cancel each other out, is what happens.
Okay, so I meant like a success and a disadvantage then.
If you get a success and a disadvantage, it means you know it, but something bad happens as a result. But
so if I wanted to shoot a guy with this, like if I got a success but a disadvantage, where do you want to hit him? I want to hit him straight in the head. Okay, so you hit him, but you got a disadvantage, so I hit him, but I hit him in the throat or something.
yes,
Oh,
that is an example,
shoulder.
but yes.
Or shoulder or something, yeah.
Yes. That is an example, but yes, it happens similar to that. So, yeah, you know what it is. Skyscraper, tall creature. Looks like a giant bug that burrows. Let's just say when a thresher maw is burrowing, you can still see where it is. That's how big of a surface thing that is caused by it, as long as it's near the surface.
You're literally like talking about like the sand dragon from the Mandalorian.
Or from Dune, the sandworms. Yes. Very similar to these things, yes.
It would seem it's highly illogical for us to put ourselves in the path of such a creature.
It is.
Well,
What are we to gain from this certain mission?
I would be promoted so I can access upper levels, so I can infiltrate further.
That is true. That is what you would gain from it.
That could be helpful, but is also pressure moth.
Yes, you don't have to kill it. You only need to survive.
How long?
Don't know.
Correction. You only need to survive. We can drive you there.
Well, there's a high possibility I would die and you would gain nothing.
Yes, we would. Our lives.
No. You say it wrong. We'll be keeping our lives.
All right.
Hmm.
So he says that, unless you guys have anything else.
I say nay to this madman idea of just chasing a skyscraper-sized beast of doom.
Oh, I'll send you guys a picture of what it looks like as well. Okay.
Yeah, it's a cowards, man.
I've nor accepted nor denied, so.
Well, I'm saying it to the other two.
12 frag grenades in my pocket, and even if I hit with all of them, I would probably not even make a dent.
You're not supposed to fight it.
Just survive against it for a certain amount of time.
Just run around like maniacs.
Run around and hide, yeah. And do the objective.
What is the objective? Like,
Hit a hammer a couple of times in the ground.
what?
Hit a big hammer a couple of times in the ground.
Oh, so it's basically just like a playground thing, chicken.
Kinda.
Prove that you're a boy. Like shooting an arrow up in the sky and see who chickens out last. It's kind of like that. Why can't you just say you did it? Oh yeah, right. You can't lie. Fuck.
That, and also, I would imagine they are watching.
Well, if they're watching, then they will see us, won't they? That's kind of a problem.
Why? Yeah, we are allowed to bring others.
Oh,
Then I guess it's fine. If you just run around, I'd like to stay away anyways. And it could help us.
Yeah,
Yes.
but what if he runs towards us? Then we are involved in some.
Then we just run further away, or figure out ways to vanish.
Just relocate. Simple.
When is this supposed to happen?
Couple of days.
Oh, good. Well, if that's the plan, that's I'll go along.
It is an alternative if things don't go the way we go. Right here.
Indeed.
Okay, I'm trying to find a stupid size comparison picture. But I guess there isn't one.
Just post it and post a banana for scale.
it has to be like one of those mini bananas.
That's a shame. I'll just post something else then.
I'm gonna do with I'm gonna quickly just add a tech power in my thingy. I can't activate it, but I will do once if we're done stuff. Cause I can gain invisibility.
Oh,
You said you can't activate it.
No, I can only prepare a certain amount of tech powers. I still have all my tech.
Oh, so you're. Oh, so it's like spells from wizards.
It's like spells. I have to prepare them. And one of the tech powers you can get is tactical cloak, which is invisibility. uh, yeah, add a green to their stealth checks.
Really? You become fucking invisible and you get 1 extra green die?
As far as I can read here. If the
Kind of weird you don't get a blue one or a yellow.
green through checks, this makes power immediately. Blah, blah, blah.
Let me try this one.
I can add modifiers to it, which can make it literally, if they fail a check, I'm invisible.
Okay, I guess this picture will do. That thing in the background is a building?
Oh, fun.
Seems lovely.
Very lovely.
So, yeah. Um, so what would you guys like to do other than wait to arrive?
Well, most of us have done our fingers head that we said we would do.
Okay. So you arrive, I guess. Unless there's any objections.
Objections
Nah.
here.
Okay. So you arrive.
Right.
So now you're back at base.
Yep, and I'll be trying to, well, get past encryption into the black box to see what the hell is on it.
All right.
Like there, you don't ask the infiltrator or the hacker to help you.
Yeah, I don't want my military secrets to come out to you guys.
What's the problem with that?
A lot.
Nah.
I would need to shoot you.
No, don't shoot me.
And would mean shoot you a lot. I don't want that.
Okay. So I guess he's just gonna try again and again and again.
Well, as far as I understood.
Yeah.
All right. It's the same difficulty.
Let him
Oh,
try
boy.
for a few days and then he'll probably come for help.
I
Yes.
don't think he will come for help.
I'll be trying for 10 years before I come to you.
Oh, good. So we have probably taken a treasure on the solo and become world leaders or something by then.
Who knows?
We
Oh,
are
no.
Shepherd now. We are the specters.
So there's one dice too many. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Oh boy!
By the way, if you fail too badly, like, you're gonna break it, and then it's not gonna be usable for anything.
Like, describe badly.
I think he just got really badly.
So what did you get?
Send us a screenshot.
Oh, how
Send
bad
us
is
a screenshot.
badly? I want to have that settled in stone for now.
I don't know what you roll.
2 access?
Oh, lovely.
Awesome.
All right.
At least some smoke is coming from it now.
He blew it up.
Oh, not quite. Not quite.
All his military secrets leak.
No, I turned it into thermonuclear bomb.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna use that on a thing we're gonna escape or fight or...
No, it's my
Like
bomb,
that.
not yours.
So here's what happens.
Oh, God.
You open the casing again, and you start to move around some of the components so that way you can attach like an exterior thing to it so that way you can actually interact with it and see what information is on it. But as you start moving those components around, you hear a gentle snapping sound, and now the component that you are going to attach like the exterior thing to, like the place where you would attach the cable from one thing to another, that part breaks off and is now a separate piece.
Oh, thank fuck I took the mechanic feats and such. I know how to fix this!
Okay, great. So what do you want to do?
I'll fix that issue. Thank you very much.
All right. What tools do you have at your disposal?
Let me just dig that up, because holy hell. Well, screwdrivers. A very much homemade welder. Because flamethrower.
I wonder how
What-
long it's gonna be stubborn.
What does your What does your toolkit say? Which toolkit did you take?
I took the medic, because I'm like, yes, medicine.
Okay.
I have
So
Quite a bit more important.
I have like 5 dice on mechanic checks.
so
It's top
You-
secret, dude.
you can roll
know.
your mechanics check. However, you have 4 purple dice when you roll.
Then I need to immediately counter some of that bullshit because of my talents. Yes, I did take the talents to actually be a mech. Ah, here we go, machine mender. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I was stopping you. You can be top secret.
I can heal that. I can just heal it. Get 1 additional point to fix that. I fix 1 more additional point of strain from that.
Yes.
Yay!
If this was strain, then you would. This is not strain. This is damage.
4 purple.
Yep.
Oh, I can disarm bombs with my kit. Neat.
I can disarm bombs with my face.
That's true.
Okay, the only thing I got is well, an arrow.
Okay, so that's an advantage.
That's all I have. Nothing else.
Okay. You don't fix it, but you know how to fix it. You need a welder. like a blowtorch or something like that.
Well,
Soldering
time to-
tool, something like that.
well, time to make this flamethrower into a homemade soldering tool.
All right, how do you wish to do that?
Soldering tools. I don't want it to slurp up all the time, guys. Come on, take it from me. Not the thing, but you know, the spotlight. I'm trying to give it.
No. This is good. Continue.
Stop you.
Okay. Oh God, I need to think how the hell. I know how soldering tools work, but how the hell I can make? Well, I could use the small flame that's currently usually used to ignite the fumes that come out of the flamethrower to actually heat that up a small rod so that I can. Then I need a bit of tin so that the heat of rod can melt down the tin so that it can weld things together.
Yeah, you would need those things.
So, it's so amazing that he's like sitting there and trying to be MacGyver's retarded brother while I literally have everything he needs in my kit.
Same.
I love it.
I'm just trying to do things on my own, damn it.
Yeah.
I literally got a
Good luck.
ignition kit that has a welder torch in it.
Oh shit, I broke my ship's black box. Well, I'm gonna need some paper clips and rubber bands to fix this one.
And I have 4 dice in any mechanic checks.
No, it's top secret.
I know, it's top secret.
You can't help.
No, I can't help.
Well,
I'm just rolling for fun.
Well, how about-
let me
how about this?
let me
So, you guys are not purposefully looking for him, but you all can roll vigilance checks to see if you notice him, if you wish.
I have a thing, you haven't pointed.
I have 1 die.
I-
can roll 1.
the only very
How many
obvious thing is that
disadvantages? Because I really don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit.
If you
the only obvious thing about me currently is I'm trying to cobble something together, something potentially dangerous to us all.
Use cash to take out my welder's torch from my tool.
Don't
So-
do it, Olo.
So
Don't do it, Olaf.
the
Way more fun to watch him fail.
the
It's
purple
way more
die,
fun indeed.
the purple die for this one is because he's trying to be kind of secret, I guess, about it. 2 purple die
All of us, or
to anyone
All
who
of
wishes to roll vigilance.
I'll do it just for shits.
Oh God. Yes, the very obvious theory that trying to hide a fucking black box that obviously broke something and is now trying to cobble something together to fix the problem that he fucking broke.
1 success and 2
guessing-
disadvantages.
I'm guessing that I got a failure, but with an advantage.
It
I
can
got
happen.
2 upwards arrow, 1 blank purple die, and 1 like circle with the pointed
What's the
things
bottom
sticking
say?
out of it.
What was the bottom say?
One upwards arrow and
So you get
area
1
is red.
advantage. And
Okay, so
oh,
a
is it-
failure with an advantage.
Is it green? Is it green in the bottom?
I got 2 disadvantages
red.
but a success. But
Okay.
I won't casually take out my tool, even if I manage to see something. I'll let him see how much he fails.
All right, both of you get seen by him because you have disadvantages or bad things. But the Quarian actually notices what he's doing. He's trying to. Well, you didn't notice what he was trying to do before, but you know what he's trying to do now. Apparently, it's broken, and he's trying to fix it.
Oh God.
He hasn't asked us, so I'll let it be.
Oh God. At some point, I'm gonna make some kind of bomb or something, and then you're like, why didn't we stop him before?
Yeah, it just gave me those $20 you have left or something.
Okay, so the first thing that you think that you'll need to do is find some tin, because you just said that you needed to find some tin. So you'll have to find that first before you start making a contraption. So good luck.
Yeah.
Or the Mass Effect equivalent to tin in this thing.
Platinum?
Tin exists.
10 exists. I don't remember all the resources in Mass Effect.
Oh, great. Tin such a... It's quite a common object actually, but we're on the ass. Yeah, it's not gonna be easy to find.
I think like the cab for fixing shit is the
Yeah,
aluminium.
I don't know what you guys have on you. We haven't been sharing what we have.
Like aluminium is like the common metal shit.
Yeah, but it is not easy. Well, it has a higher melting point.
A really high melting point compared to tin, and that would probably just destroy your electrics even more. Although this is in the distant future, so I really do think they've like advanced from using tin and electric components. Probably using like crystals and shit now. Like, everything is like quantum.
They do have crystal and
Crystals, platinum, tungsten, and golds. It's like
element zero, which is basically fuel.
Yeah.
Ultra rare on the Mass Effect lore is element zero.
Oh yes, let me use element zero to literally solder my fucking fuck up.
Yeah, you do you, man. I'm just looking at resources.
You do you, bud.
If he did that, then he would make the thing capable of floating and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna use element zero. Rolls fucking successes like a madman.
This boss can now fly.
I don't know what I did, guy, but I think I made a mini Death Star. It's intelligent and it's scaring me.
let's just say that element zero is like it's like the ex machina for capability of doing all of the things that are not currently capable of us doing in our universe.
Like based, isn't you need like for summon the second maybe need elements here for like tech power shit, biotic upgrades, just fuel in general.
Yeah.
It's like this universe a counter of vibranium, basically.
Kinda. Even though they do have vibranium in that universe too.
Element zero also helps with like space travel. Like it makes vehicles capable of moving faster than light and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's the ex machina for all those things. So, yeah.
Go for it.
It's even like it's powerful enough to create like gravitational fields, which are, if you have enough of it, you can like prevent a gravitational pull from a black hole as you get close to it. Like it's one of those types of things. So it's extraordinarily powerful.
Instead of keeping shooting myself in the fucking foot, which I apparently fucking love, but not.
Oh, keep going. This is fun.
Let's just say that using element zero is how they've created the artificial atmosphere for the place that you guys are currently on.
Yup.
I'm gonna do the following. But can any of you guys potentially help me with fixing my fuck up?
Wow.
Sure.
Look, I might be stubborn, but I'm not egoist.
All right, so
I'm gonna help you, Olaf, because I am the equivalent of sledgehammer
Okay.
to fixing and breaking things. You're plan A of opening a door, I'm plan B, and it's loud.
No. Croak is plan B. You're plan C.
No, he's plan Z.
No, Croak is plan K.
no. To be fair, Preben's character does have an infiltrator's kit, so he should be Plan B, and then Croak should be the next one.
Plan C. Me is me. V Croak.
Yep.
Where does it leave me?
You're the mechanic. You're the one that's gonna heal me up if I almost die.
Or
Although
help
you
Croak
don't-
with attunement or with messing up shit. I don't know.
Although you do
Bumping.
not know this yet, because none of you know I'm AI yet.
Yeah,
If you
he's
wanna like heal me, you have to roll like
Yeah, so
mechanic.
yeah, so if he takes damage, your medic thing won't work on him. He has to use mechanics in order to fix him.
Which I also have stuff for, so huzzah.
Yes, but I'm just saying that if you were to try to use your medical thing on him, it wouldn't work. You would have to use the mechanics thing.
But yeah,
So
Wait,
what
I
you mess
actually
up?
got the talent mechanic mender just so I could heal myself a little bit.
but yeah,
My mechanics
I
still is shit.
I just hold up the tiny piece that's literally the interface part of it like this.
Can I use my technician tool with the infiltrator's aid and fix it again?
Yes, you can. You'll have to roll mechanics.
Okay.
So how many dice does he get when I'm helping him?
The help action, I looked this up. What it does is it gives the person who is rolling a blue die.
Ooh,
Lovely.
blue.
The technician can give me a blue die.
So it's the same
Such a good
difficulty.
idea.
It's the same difficulty, which is 3 to fix it.
4 successes.
Okay.
Ooh.
So not only do you fix it, but you fix it in such a way that it is actually easier to get information off of it. Because instead of
good to know.
reattaching it back where it was, you're like, oh, this is an inefficient design, and you just put it in a better spot.
Sometimes Manchurians have no idea how to build shit.
Damn, we're good at this, Olaf.
Appreciate the help, V.
It might be inefficient, but it's supposed to cure, you know.
Now it's highly efficient and secure. Enjoy.
There,
Thanks.
go break it again.
Yeah.
Since you won't allow us to hack into it anyways.
I had 5 good dice on that thing.
Okay, but how many purple dye do I get added to now?
You get 10 now.
No.
If you ask us for help again, you get 4 black die.
If you're asking them for help, what happens is you get a 1 blue die added. But instead of the purple die that you had before, now you only have 2 because he actually fixed it in such a way that it's easier to use. So you roll a hacking with two purple die.
Your purple die and 1 green? I mean, the odds are not
No,
bad.
I have 3 greens.
Oh,
It's a mechanics check, and he has his point in that.
Oh,
Plus he has
wow.
a intelligence. So.
Instead of fucking up, I fucking overdid myself. I have 4 sons.
Okay, so you got 4 successes. So now you got some good information off of this. So you guys parked it near Omega, and you basically docked on Omega on a what you thought was secure port area. However, it turned out to be the private port of Arya Talok.
Oh, that's why he was looking for me as well. Oh, great.
your ship is in the pound?
So, she was away at the time that you docked. So when her ship came back to dock, after she was away, she was coming back, and when she docked, or was trying to, there was another ship there.
Yes, I'm imagining what happened. Beep, beep, beep.
So basically, your spaceship got the equivalency of towed and then dismantled for parts.
Okay, well, what I imagined was far worse, because what I thought was like the Mini getting crushed by a garbage truck.
Yeah, unfortunately, instead of being salvageable or usable at all, yeah, it's been broken down and sold for parts.
Oh, great.
How long
So-
ago was this? Like, if it's only like a few hours, then they might not be.
It's been a few weeks.
It's been a few. Yeah, that thing is turned into.
For a
like,
week,
steel
at
stuff
least.
now.
Yeah, when Harriet, which is the guy who purchased the black box for scrap, when Harriet purchased that, it was like between a full week and a few days ago.
It's turned
So-
into nails.
Yeah, it's all the parts are gone, probably.
I just close out the black book, just bury my head between my hands, go like, fuck, fuck, fuck.
I think he broke it again when I look at Olaf's character.
Really?
You glance over and it's not broken. So
Oh, it looks like it didn't break it.
yeah, you don't even have to roll because it looks exactly as it was before, so. You can see some information on the screen, though, if you want to try to peek at it, if he'll let you.
I'll let him, because I'm like, no ship.
Yeah, so you look at the screen, you see the exact same information that he just got. Yeah, the ship...
Oh, his ship is in pieces.
Yeah, like, even the body of the ship, like, this was the last piece that was removed from the engine. Like, they were starting to dismantle the body section of the ship. Like, they were taking, like, side paneling off the ship as they were removing this particular... Yeah, like, it's gone.
Yeah, so what it says on the box? Damage reports, damage reports, damage reports, damage reports.
Pretty much.
It says like percentages of the whole gone.
Mhm.
All intact. 0%.
Whole integrity, 12%.
Yeah,
And falling.
it was approximately at 38% integrity when the black box was removed. Also, any biometrics that were used to fly the ship were also removed and sold. So,
Wow, that they even are that bold to sell it. I mean, wow.
so, yeah, your ship is no longer a ship. You could try to buy the individual components, but it's been
That's gonna
long
be expensive.
enough. It's been long enough since then that you have a feeling that they're in the hands of other people and it would be more work than it would be worth. Except for certain, maybe like engine components, like your stealth drive and stuff like that might be worth getting
Yes.
back, but
Yes, we need that. We need the stealth drive.
other than that, yes, most of the other components wouldn't be worth the risk of what you would do in order to get them back.
Okay, stupid plan, stupid idea that I'm gonna come up with. Could I track down the stealth drive with the black box?
The black
Doesn't it
box was disconnected from the stealth drive, so you wouldn't know where it was after it was disconnected. So
that's a
you would
problem.
know the exact location where it was as it was being disconnected from the stealth drive, but other than that, you wouldn't know anything.
Probably gone into the same like system like the Javas use. Like they steal the shit and then they sell it back to the same person they stole it from.
I have a feeling that
It's-
the person.
If you put feelers out for that, it's possible that they might try to ransom it back to you, certain components. but you would have to put your feelers out, and then people would know that this particular individual who is part of that military is looking for it or whatever. Like, it depends on how you're searching for it.
I have a very strong suspicion and feeling that this Tatalok, was it?
Arya Talok. She's
Yeah,
like basically like the ruler of this place.
Yeah.
She's Al Capone of the Omega.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling that Mr. Loke might have a very good eye for very unique and exotic components of ships. So I think she's still holding on to the stealth drive.
It's possible. It's possible, but you don't know that for sure. I'll just say that much.
I just put it as a very likely suspicion.
Well, she is like a mob boss basically for this place. So you can assume that even if she didn't know it, she might have someone working under her who would be like, I've never seen this technology before. Perhaps this is worth keeping.
Yeah, that's what our boss is suspicious of. So, like, one of her underlings is like, this is too fancy to give away, so yoink. Or she's like, this is very fancy stuff, so I'll take it, yoink.
Well, it's also possible that her underlings are loyal to her and would have told her that this is what this is, and then been like, okay, so we're going to add this as part of our repertoire, or at least research it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
who wants to piss off a station leader?
You're on your own. I'm not messing with her unless I have the capabilities to do so.
Let's just say that she has the ability to get all of the gangs that you guys are fighting on her side just to take you out if she wanted to.
My statement states.
Look, I think she's far less worse than a skyscraper-sized.
You want to fight all three gangs at once?
I don't think so.
Let's just say that a
I'd rather take the
skyscraper.
skyscraper than her.
Let's just say a skyscraper-sized bug could be outsmarted by an army's worth of mercenaries. Probably.
Yeah, it's just one thing.
Yeah, it might be super
one
big,
really
but
big
she's just
one
one
army.
powerful chick
One
with
thing.
3 armies beneath her.
She also has her own private force, which also isn't being added into those 3. So she has her own private force too. So that
She has like 4 armies.
Look, I can't leave the station now without retrieving that drive.
No, we can probably try to buy it off her or something. But I'm not gonna fucking mess with her and steal it.
But I think buying is out of the question because she will ask like more than a hand and a limb.
I bet the tent.
let's just say that she usually hangs out at the Afterlife bar, and it's not impossible to get an audience with her if you wanted to.
It's difficult, but not impossible.
She did request for us.
Well, she had one of her guards was going to bring you to her. Yes.
Then we shot his guard.
What?
We did do that.
Then Archangel shot our guard.
Yeah, the guard was knocked unconscious because he didn't want to bring down her entire wrath. She's not happy that happened, but she still might be willing to talk to you guys if need be. But if she finds out that you guys are the guys that she wanted to talk to about a dispute, then it might be a little bit harder for you guys to negotiate with her, but still possible. Because again, she's like a mob boss. So mob bosses are willing to make deals. So she's willing. She could be negotiated with. It's just what are you willing to do?
This, dude.
Yeah, exactly. You guys would need to discuss that.
Why we're discussing this? Because we need to get shit back from her.
No, we don't.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. We don't.
It is not a necessity right now.
It's very much a necessity right now. I mean, the more parts we have, the more parts we can use later on.
Let's just say, if you have the stealth drive, it could be put into a different ship. Sure. You might have to finagle around a bit with the engineering aspect of it, because it might not fit the specific size of the ship or whatever, but
We just need adapter parts.
Presume a stealth drive is something that isn't normally found if I like go and search on the extranet.
it is not.
Okay.
Considering this is like
Military shit.
experimental military technology. This was they just invented this ship and were using it to try to sneak into enemy territory to see if it worked properly. Like this was the test run. Like this was the first mission where they were using this particular technology. So
Oh yeah. What I'm saying is, we need to get this because this could, well, you know, get us a lot of goodwill, a lot of credit.
it could also, if you
Don't be
don't
killer.
go after it, it could put stealth technology into the hands of the enemies that no one else has currently. So it is something that you should be thinking about trying to do, but
Yeah, that was at the top of my list. Like, the enemies can have it, and I don't want that.
Meh, don't care.
You are gonna care when you get sneaked up on by an enemy. They can just say, "Oh yes, let's just bombard you from out of nowhere."
No.
he can tell you what the technology does, but that's up to him. I've told him what the technology does,
Yeah.
but
You literally won't see the ship coming until you can actually see it, but then it's already too late.
yeah, basically it prevents scanning technology from picking it up at all. So by the time you would notice it, you would have to look out the window of your spaceship and see it.
Sounds like someone else's problem.
It does. It does sound like someone else's problem for now, at least.
We can consider it. We don't have a ship or anything right now, so we're stuck on this damn meteorite.
Well, it's an
Well,
I'm going
asteroid, but yeah.
into the. I'm going into the hiding place. I don't know. This is pointless conversation.
Fuck you too.
Okay, so now that his character has sucked up a lot of time, does anybody else want to do anything? Now that you're back at base.
Roll to see if there's any other way to figure out where this stealth drive might have gone, except going to the frickin' head of the mafia.
Basically, she is the head of Space Mafia, yeah, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the thing did exchange hands. Can I do a roll to see maybe there's another way to track it down to the buyer?
I would say you don't even have to roll for that. There are other ways, like, considering your character has knowledge of underground, like, the black market stuff. Yeah, there are other ways, for sure. Whether or not you're willing to use those other ways is a different question. Like, you might have to go find a fence who is interested in selling such technologies. People who are willing to steal from the Turian military. Those people might be possible information channels, such as Batarian military. The Batarian military may have heard something about it.
I'm gonna go and ask this guy because he's really tech savvy. I'm gonna ask him if he knows who the most high-end fence on this rock is.
Okay, so that guy, just by the way, this guy your character hasn't met, but it is a Batarian who's the other guy, so that's fine.
Wasn't that the guy who made the black hole?
No. This is a different character that they met in the prison.
Oh.
But
yeah, just a picture to show how Batarian looks.
Yeah, that's what a Batarian looks like. Batarians look mostly like humans, except their heads are vastly different. So, yeah, you can still go to the same guy that you were talking about. That's fine. You can ask him. Okay, so you go over and ask him. He will roll. Clear. He just shakes his head. Not in ship parts, I don't.
Is the Wallace nearby?
He's still here, yeah.
Okay, can I go talk to him and see if he got any info where possible ways of gaining that would be?
He, sure.
Not that in particular, but just is all the stuff for is something common. But if he has contacts, it might have knowledge of it.
He's at your guys's. He's at your guys's extranet terminal. He appears to be live chatting with people, but it's text-based chat, so he can talk to you.
I'll walk over to him.
All right, you walk over. He appears to be using some sort of instant messenger service.
Hilton or Blitten?
Sorry?
Oh, his name. I just think I was typed as Bill.
Yeah, Bilton is fine.
The name of his really high-end fence, because those people usually know each other.
So you're asking the Batarian if if his fence would know?
Yeah.
Okay. He shrugs, and then he types on his Omni tool, and he sends you an Omni tool number. If you want to try to ask him yourself, go ahead.
Wait. What's the name of the guy? I can just put it in my notes.
You don't know. He didn't tell you, but you can look at the Omni tool number if you'd like. His name is Thomas Friedman. So Thomas and then Freedman.
Actually got that right.
My God.
Yeah, that is my God.
Looks like a human name.
A biological name.
Yes, an organic. Yeah, organic, and the opposite side of that is synthetic, which is what you are.
Difference.
Yeah. Those are the two terms that are usually
you got
used.
That guy, your guy doesn't pan out, so use like a breadcrumb.
Yeah. You can add to your notes that he is a electronic parts fence, if you would like. Okay, so you go over to the Volus, since Preben kind of interrupted that.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
Bilton, I got a question.
What is it, my friend?
Do you possibly have contacts that might have access to more illegal sales?
He just stares at you for a moment, takes in a breath. He seems to be thinking about something.
I'll give him time.
What are you looking for, Renok clan?
Well, our Turian ally kinda wants his ship's stealth transport. Oh, the stealth program thing.
Stealth drive, you
Stealth
say?
drive, yeah.
Because it's actually a piece of machinery that like captures the emissions and puts them, stores them in the ship.
The name just didn't pop immediately.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's why I said that.
So it's actually a big piece of machinery. Because what it's basically, if you had a thing on your card that allowed you to capture the exhaust for a certain amount of time before it needed to be released, because that's how ship radars work. Your ship emits like waste product basically, which is visible on the like through sensors, and that's how they can tell if a ship has been nearby or whatever. And the stealth drive captures those emissions for a specific amount of time until it can't hold anymore, and then it has to vent, and it prevents other ships from seeing it on their radars. So it's pretty useful. He thinks for a moment. Experimental military technology.
Yeah, just thought I should ask, as you seem to have a few contacts.
He turns his head back to the computer screen. He starts typing a few things in the Volus language. If you have your translator turned on, then you can read it, but he doesn't seem to care if you're reading it, so it's not like there's anything secret on there.
I'll have it on as long as I'm not in a place where they don't speak whatever they call my normal language.
Yeah, people would just refer to it. People would just refer to it as like the species languages. Because a lot of these other species other than humans have been traveling space for quite a while, like thousands of years even. And they've amalgamated their own species languages into a single language, which humans haven't successfully been able to do in this universe even. So, yeah. A lot of the other species have amalgamated their own species languages into one language. Just so that way, if you're sending language, like, oh, we've been on a planet for 1,000 years, and this other planet that hasn't necessarily had contact with us for 1,000 years can speak the same language as us. Like, it just makes it easier. Much easier. So that's how that works. Anyway, doesn't matter. So he starts typing something on his screen, and he waits a few minutes for a response, and he starts typing back, and then he waits another few minutes for a response, and he says, well, I have a few contacts in the Batarian military, and from what I have heard, there is someone looking for a buyer of experimental military technology. Appears to be a way of hiding yourself in space.
Yes.
Looks Turian from the pictures, and he, like, motions for you to look at the screen.
Well, Zane.
And you look at the screen, and it does look like Turian architecture.
No,
Mind if I bring over the Turian or
never come.
If you wish, I have
Galroth?
I have
Get over here.
I have other
Right.
business dealings that I'm currently working on, but
This
they
is a
can
quick
wait a
cut for
moment.
me.
Yeah, I move over to see what's up.
Is that yours?
You look, and you do see a part of the engine of your ship.
Just sign frustration. Yes, it is.
It seems this is the right one. I presume it's a bit steep in price if any is set.
The Volus looks at the information that is beneath the picture, which is again written in the Volus language. But if you have your translators on, you can read it. But he's gonna read it to you anyway, so it doesn't matter. He goes,
What kind?
It appears that they are asking the Batarian military for a few billion credits. They are weighing their options.
Of
We can't
course.
buy it off them. Unless you have billet credits, Lingra.
Well, we can always take it from him.
The person whose possession it appears to be in is a very well-known contact of Arya Talok.
And there goes that plan.
Well, at least we know it's that. We could keep an eye on how it goes in tracking if possible. See if we get a spot where we could possibly take it. But again, we can't really use it before we have a ship.
He nods. You may have some time, however, because the Batarian military is being cautious. They wish to confirm whether or not this is true.
That makes sense. A lot of tricksters in this place.
Tarians. What race was that again?
Batarian?
Your
Right,
race?
Character.
What?
The big guy on the screen. This guy.
Okay, so not your people.
Oh,
No, I'm a
that's
Quarian,
different.
and he's a Turian.
Yeah.
How big is this thing?
He. If you're nearby, you can be in on the conversation too. And ask. The thing is approximately the size of an engine, because what it does is it surrounds the entire engine almost like a sphere. And it has little holes on it that get covered up with metal to hold in the emissions from the engine. And then when it gets too full, then it basically the little pistons like eject and then it vents out. So it's
That's
basically
up to pretty fucking big.
it's pretty big. It's like 10 feet tall, made of metal. Because it's just it covers the entire exterior of an engine. Is what it does.
Too bad. I was hoping it would be a little bit smaller because then we could literally just like build like a decoy that just looked like it and then go in and do an Indiana Jones.
Cat burglar style.
Gigantic.
Just put the
Quickly swap them out.
yeah.
I mean, that is my speciality, cat turtling.
Yes,
Until it goes to
you
hell when
try
it's
to
not that
carry that
turtling.
shit out without being noticed.
I didn't know how big it was.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Now we do.
It's like the size of a fucking school bus. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Let's just say that
Oh.
all of your group could fit in it and be decent distances from each other if you were
I mean,
inside
sure,
it.
it might be like big, but if it was just like the size of like a small beetle or something, then like Yumba's character could just like carry it.
Well, if it was that small, it wouldn't be able to capture the emissions for very long, is the problem.
No, the bigger the better.
Yeah. Because the longer it holds the emissions for, the longer you can stay in stealth, basically. So, yeah,
So-
the engine
so you're
isn't
willing to say
even
they-
as big as it, but it covers the engine.
Yes, so you're saying they didn't use element 0 for the bullshittery.
I would almost say that the easiest and safest way to do this is actually break in and destroy it.
Yeah, but he kind of needs it. That's the thing.
Yeah. I
Rather
literally
nobody
need
has
back
it
in
than the
one
enemy.
piece.
Yeah, it depends on what your goal is. If you're trying to get it out of there, then destroying it would be counterintuitive, but...
Your
Yeah.
people
Well,
would
I kinda
probably
need it
have
back.
blueprints on the fucking thing. They didn't just build it and like... Did we write down how to build it?
Yeah, but the thing is
we have
also,
this.
if whoever gets it have a decently intelligent person that can just replicate it and just earn
So-
fortunes by making
And
multiple.
an entire species military would definitely have at least one individual who could replicate it.
Yes. So
Which is what I'm saying. Actually, just be smarter to go in and destroy it if this is gonna become a problem.
Well, this is the only prototype of it.
Yeah, but again, it's a prototype, and you still have the fucking blueprints, which
Most
the
likely.
enemy does not have.
Yes, and here's the fun part about prototypes. They usually have parts that are very hard to make.
it's an experimental thing. It's pretty sure it has very rare and pricey shit to make it even. So
Yeah.
If you can round up a
And
small
usually people
army and a
that-
bunch of tow trucks to go get it, then fine, but...
just throw 20 grenades on it. It's fine. Just destroy it.
But I don't want to destroy it, I want to take it.
Yeah, it's not invulnerable. It can be destroyed if that matters at all, but...
Anyway, let's go back to the game.
Well, I'm saying that you guys are discussing this in character. It's just that you're discussing it out of character
Yeah.
as well.
I was in character, I was like, I want it in one piece. No, we're not destroying it.
So it is steal it or buy it, and I doubt any of us has built some credits. So
Or the very unliked option 3, favors.
Let me just check my coin purse.
Since the
you have a coin
futuristic
person this
AI.
age? You have a coin person this age?
I don't even have any money. I have stero credits.
I had 50.
He just
Now I'm 6,000.
I think
It's
I
hard
think
to
he's
tell
using-
because his tone of voice is like the same all the time, but he was trying to use irony.
yeah.
mean
Let's just say
sarcasm.
that. Let's just say that AI are capable of emotions and stuff like that. It's just that it might not come across as easily, depending on their programming. But
I
the thing
think
about
he
AI
was
is
trying
they
to
can
be-
alter. The thing about AI is they can alter their programming, so you can eventually alter yourself to be more sarcastic or whatever. But you have to learn how to do that in order to.
Time to think. I appreciate you gaining this pro build, but you can go back to your dealings.
He goes, I have contacts which I need to keep up with in order to be useful to you guys.
Then keep doing so as we try to plan what to do.
He nods towards you and he keeps on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. Well, I know what I will be planning. A fucking heist.
Let's just say it won't be impossible, but it will be a decent effort. Like maybe a couple sessions worth of effort for you to try to get this back. At least.
I imagine. I definitely imagine.
You cranes and tow trucks.
No,
Let's just
that's
say-
loud. I want to be quiet.
Let's just say that they probably have a means of moving it, otherwise they wouldn't be able to sell it. So, You could probably
We
just
have to
use the
act on this
facilities.
soon.
You could probably just use the facilities machinery, but it's still not going to be that just like, oh, let's just walk in and use their machinery.
No,
See,
I
poke around.
think we need to use the car to get it out as well.
Well, you may need a vehicle to extract it, yes, but a sky car probably can't hold it.
Not gonna fit in the boot.
No, I mean we literally attach it to the sky car. Or is the sky car smaller than it's big?
Theoretically possible, but based on the mechanics, you would know that you would need a stronger engine to lift something that is basically weighs just as much as the car with the car. So
Okay, yeah, then yeah, we definitely need something bigger.
yeah, you need the equivalent of, as Preben says, a tow truck. Which exists. Like, there are vehicles that have stronger engines than, just so that way they can lift things, but that would be something you would need to look into. Or just steal one on site. Because they obviously are capable of moving it, otherwise they couldn't sell it.
I kinda wanna go to like the nearest place and steal a tow truck right now.
Plus, if you start stealing stuff near your base of operations, you might get caught. So, you might want to strategize about that. Either way. So, is there anybody else who wanted to do anything? Olaf, Roll was looking for Croak.
Yeah.
Okay.
I changed into my normal attire and sitting on the couch watching like the what do you call it? The arena fight or whatever.
Yeah. So on the Citadel, they have a thing called the Armax Arsenal Arena, and they have combat simulations.
Yeah,
So basically,
I'm
they
watching
have
that.
like a football stadium-sized thing that they put virtual enemies in and like virtual cover and stuff, and like people can go in there and compete against like AIs and stuff. Like to fight, practice fighting, or they can be in teams against each other and stuff like that.
Mm.
It's basically combat sports.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'll like approach him. He probably not give a shit, but I'll approach him.
Okay, you done. He has a pile of blood
Wrinkle.
pack. No, he has a pile of blood pack armor sitting on the floor next to him.
So this Thresher, any idea where you're gonna challenge it?
You mean where it is?
Mm-hmm.
On Tushanka.
Oh, all the way back there.
Yeah, Tatanka is
Tushanka, yeah.
Krogan Tachanka.
I would expect you to get there. We don't have a ship. Are they like giving you a ship or something?
They're driving us.
Oh, they're
Yeah, it's the
driving us.
Krogan. It's the Krogan homeworld, basically.
Yeah, I know what Tuchanka is. I'm just checking.
Yeah, I'm just letting everybody else know.
And did you have a set timer? I don't think you mentioned that in character. How do I say?
He knows it's going to be within the next few days.
Yeah,
like,
but how long we're gonna have to survive with it?
oh, survive with it?
Oh.
It depends on which clan he's going for, and it seems like he's going with Werlock. High chance he's going with Werlock. And if he goes with Werlock, it's going to be 5 minutes.
I'll say depends.
Depends, okay. I have means of making myself harder to detect if we're doing so. If we're just gonna survive, because I doubt we can fight it. But
You have to. He does know, just in case he wants to share this, because he already did share it slightly. So, just to explain a little bit better, there's this mechanism, the hammer, which we've talked about. It makes a big slamming into the ground, which attracts the Thresher Maw. You need to be close enough to the machine to activate it. And it has to be manually activated. He knows that.
Yeah.
There's a gigantic button, and it's old enough where it doesn't have, like, signal coming off of it or anything, because it's, like, an ancient thing that they've done since ancient times. And it has, like, a big button on it. So you have to be close enough to press the button to keep attracting it. Because if you don't keep attracting it, then it might just go away, and then you'll fail, basically. So you need to keep attracting it until it gets there. So you need to be close enough to it to activate the machine, but once it gets there, you can move anywhere within the 1 kilometer space that you're allowed to be in.
Mm-hmm.
The 1 kilometer squared space.
Well, I presume you're probably gonna have to. Well, if we're gonna survive, how are you guys equipment-wise?
This is the best I got.
He's
Well,
gonna
not-
buy you
not enough
heavy
to-
armor.
No,
Well, not enough to blow up a worm.
I'm not gonna spend all my money. Would you possibly require an upgrade?
Always.
He's perpetually willing to take upgrades.
Of course. Well, I'm not sure how rare it is to get weaponry of what is better than what you currently have.
My weapon is fine.
Your weapon is fine. Your armor seems a bit light for you, but again, I know armor's expensive.
Yeah, and if you guys want, like, spacesuit stuff added to it, that's extra money on top of it.
Yeah, like, I'm not... eventually, I probably will just buy shit gear. But currently, I just have a kind of afford a little bit on this. But
I can survive in space. It's easy.
I got a spacesuit, so...
I don't need one.
Yeah, I need a spacesuit.
I have the deluxe environmental survival kit.
That's true, that's how
So I am.
So we just need one
Incredible.
spacesuit. Well, I could probably help gaining some stuff as long as it's not too expensive.
Well, to be fair, the Thresher Mob will be on a planet with a breathable atmosphere, so in that regard, you don't need a spacesuit. But I'm just saying that if you're buying armor and you want to add those capabilities to it, it's more. So
I know you can buy armor upgrades and stuff, but like, I can't. To upgrade his armor, I would need to spend half of what I have currently to get a slight upgrade.
It's up to you.
I wouldn't say no to like light armor.
You don't have armor?
I
He's
have
he spent his
protective
money.
clothing.
Let's just say that
Oh
he's.
yeah, he spent all his money on weapons and shit.
Yeah, because his
All my
grenade
weapons
launcher.
are extremely expensive.
His grenade launcher was expensive.
I would presume so. I checked grenade launchers and they were like around 1,000 each, and I know we just had like 2,500.
Exactly.
So yeah, I have one in defense.
He doesn't even have the extra soak that light armor gives.
Yeah, light armor just give extra soak. You don't get an extra defense before you go up to heavy.
I know.
No, wait, I think there's medium and then heavy, but.
Yeah, but medium
Yeah,
doesn't give you
medium.
a defense boost.
Oh.
It only gives you an extra soak.
What defense does is it gives them black die when they try to hit you.
Yeah, that's real bad dice.
It's not insurmountable, but each defense gives them an extra die.
Oh no, I have performance clothing because I have one defense. So yeah. I actually have the worst of the worst.
Yeah, he bought the cheapest one.
Yeah, it's like 300, but yeah, that's fair.
The only one I could afford.
Well, that's what happens. Yeah, you only go by a soak and encumbrance and like a hard point to like upgrades when you go up to medium. Well, I could probably help requiring. You would probably have to call in some stuff, but I could probably help upgrading your stuff slightly to help a bit. As I have means of gaining money.
Good.
Yeah, his hacked gambling terminal is funneling him money every once in a while.
Yeah.
I could wear
You want Advil?
performance clothing and protective clothing, right?
You can't stack
It doesn't stack.
No, you have to pick
Well,
one and
ibuprofen.
equip that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can only wear one set of clothing, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
Like, you
you
get upgrades to make them more soaked or and stuff like that.
otherwise you
More
just
soak. Yes.
yeah. Soak is in combat. It's if you can get more, it's needed. Like if it's possible, like I'm just saying, if there's a situation where it's like, oh, you can get a thing that gives you more soak. Even if you get like downsides in other areas, it might be worth it because soak is so invaluable in combat. If you get hit, it lowers the amount of damage you take. So it's worth it.
This is what I tell it.
Every point you can get is worth it.
My question is, how do you calculate soak?
Soak is usually calculated by your armor and a few other things. It's in the book. I have to look it up again
Oh god.
because it is in the book, and we've
Power of
discussed it.
Dawn or something?
We've discussed it more than once.
Soak is like based on like brawn and or like upgrades on your armor.
Because I have 2 soak.
How?
I have 3 in brawn or agility.
Then you have 3 soak.
Oh, sorry. I have 3 soak.
And your armor gives you 1.
From armor
so
I
you're
get
4.
1 soak and from armor I get 1 and I have 2 brawn, so that's
my
also
armor
3 soak.
doesn't give me a soak. It only gives me 1 defense.
Oh.
Yeah, my
Yeah, because he
armor,
has crappy
like,
armor.
Okay.
He doesn't have armor, he has clothing.
Yeah, he has clothes. Exactly.
I'm not naked.
Then I'll be back in a few switching machines.
Alrighty.
That's all.
I'm looking it up just to see what the official ruling is on how to calculate soak. I forget.
Does anybody know if there is smoke grenades in the book? Because I cannot find them.
Should be.
We called something else. Flashbang, EMP, Inferno, Frag, Homing, Lift, Nightshade, Sticky,
I
Anti-Personal.
googled like half of those things because I didn't know half of those things.
Yeah, like
Thermal
I'm just
grenade
looking at
is
the grenade
basically a
channel.
fire wave. EMP is pretty. Flashbang is pretty.
Lift.
Plus grenade is basically just 3 smaller grenades.
Is Lift Grenade a smoke grenade?
Lift
No, the lift grenades just shoots enemies up into the air.
Yeah,
Basically
those are fun.
force and then fall damage.
The EMP is
So-
Inferno.
Well, what it
They
does.
have like a really, really big area of effect. So if you're like running down a corridor or something, and I just throw it behind me, then it'll literally shoot the guys up into the roof.
The most useful thing that it's good for is if your enemy is behind cover and you throw it behind that cover and it hits them, it floats them above their cover so you can shoot them.
In the game, they like float up in the air like for 4 seconds or something. I don't know if like.
Well, in the game, it's a little shorter because you're actively able to shoot as many times as you want. But, like, it would be like a couple turns at least. A turn or two.
Yeah, on the wiki thing, it literally said 4 seconds.
Well, that's fine.
The Mass Effect wiki.
It's basically a turn.
some, just know what you would want if you would want something better.
I have the things I want written down, actually.
You have a full list.
Yes, I was prepared. I'm just fine now.
Well, the appropriate off races where you gotta do shit. So.
Yeah, brawn does determine soak value, but soak value. Your character's soak value determine blah blah blah. Character's default soak value equals their brawn rating. After determining this initial value, increases to brawn rating to increase the character's soak value. Additional soak value bonuses are more often gained by wearing armor. Some talents may also increase a character's innate soak value. So yes, he was. Yumba was correct. It is equal to your brawn plus whatever your armor gets you at this point, because you don't have any items or anything that increase it. Which means if somebody
and talents, actually.
If for Preben, I mean, because he doesn't have any of that.
Never mind, I haven't written it down, actually. I know what it is. So it's medium or heavy armor. Or
I also think Croak has bone weave, doesn't he?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so he has cybernetics that increase his soak value. Because I think that's what that does.
Yep.
I think that's why his soak is so stupid.
So in other words, they put metal in his bones.
So medium or heavy, or heavy muscle weave.
You don't have the heavy.
Yeah, it gives me +1 brawn, which is +1
Oh,
soak.
the one that buffs your brawn, okay.
Yeah. Those are the main things, at least.
Heavy muscle weave is the one that buffs your brawn. The bone weave is the one for the soak.
Yep.
Yeah, and he already has the bone. That's why he doesn't want muscle.
Would Croak say those things in character? What he would probably want if he wanted upgrades.
She's not dead yet.
Would you ask what upgrades?
She's
I
alive.
would add like, what would you want, basically?
She called her to come to her house. I'm making believe that she's gonna sell her house.
Something that makes me stronger or harder to hit.
Makes
So-
sense.
So what you kind of go off for that is up to you.
I would presume he knows of cybernetics being his tech savviness. So
Yeah, your character would.
You can see it on me.
I can also see
Probably.
it on you. So
Yes.
Well, you can tell that his
cybernetics.
character has had extensive surgery, at the very least. Which is a sign of cybernetic implants.
She be in her house when she go see her.
implants. points. That might be hard to get, but I can see what I can manage.
Because even with his
Right.
regeneration, they can still have scars. So
Yeah.
you can tell that he's
Not
had that done.
You should be proud of your scars.
true. Okay. New weapons, you said you were right. Okay. I'll take note of that. He just notes like on a notepad stuff on his Omni tool. What would equal that?
Oh yeah, you can keep notes on your own tool. Yeah, that's fine.
I'll see what I can manage, but I'll just offer it to the others too if they require something. Just thought I should ask since we are working together, so... Instead of me
Not.
just buying stuff for myself. Well done. Enjoy your arena. And I'll go to V since the Turian isn't here. Unless V is busy.
What? No, I'm here.
Yeah, so he's asking you if you want any upgrades.
Would you need something to help you be more... Yeah, more helpful? Any upgrades you would need?
The only cheap-ish thing I can think about is the light armor. I haven't really looked at anything else. There's like a lot of like biometrics I'm gonna buy later on and install into my brain shit. Or my CPU or whatever.
Yeah, they're considered cybernetics, but he's a robot, so we're just gonna flavor them into being just just like stuff he can attach to himself.
So you just say you need things to protect himself more, basically?
If he could get a better armor.
Right now.
Other than that, he can't think of anything right now. Other than, like, brain upgrades.
Well, armor, and I'm still can't find smoke grenades.
I didn't find when I looked on it either.
I would just say
just googled Genesis smoke grenades, I got like the Dark Heresy. I'm guessing that's like a game system that's like the granddad of this game system, I guess. So if you throw out a smoke grenade, then literally any enemy that tries to attack you while you're standing in the smoke gets added 3 black die to their attack roll.
well, we could just have that, and then you would have to have like thermal or something to see through it.
Yeah, that's what is special with thermal. When I searched smoke, it came up like help to see through smoke and yada yada yada. Basically.
Yep. So I'll just say that they cost as much as a flashbang grenade because it's not.
Please don't say that, because flashbang grenades are actually pretty fucking expensive, dude.
Most things are expensive.
Yeah, but the flash grenades are actually one of the more expensive grenades. They're 150 each.
Yeah, you need a lot of them, yeah. Thank you.
Fine, I'll say half. Since they're that much, I'll say half. So 75 credits each.
Not too bad.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Let's just get the anti-vehicle mine. It's just 1500.
Just for laughs, shits and giggles.
Then we can finally do some damage to the croak.
Maybe a little bit. You only need like 5 of them.
Anti-vehicle mine, 25 damage.
Actually, he could.
I wouldn't die.
He would be killed if he was successfully hit with 2 of them. But you would first have to successfully hit him with them.
Yeah, and he has a pretty high brawn too. He's pretty durable.
Thinking of it like, since we can't fight this thing, our whole objective here is basically just to survive for as long as possible.
Yeah.
So buying a couple of smoke grenades could be pretty useful if, like, one of us, like...
It detects tremors,
It does.
so it won't help.
It does detect tremors, but
Even when above ground?
yes, moving above ground. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Tremor sounds. They can basically sense your movements.
Yeah, but they sense the movement even if they are above ground. So
Yes.
it's like they
Yeah.
Correct.
It's
Because
like a passive thing.
they keep part of their body underground at all times.
They're pretty big
Oh.
things, so.
Smoke grenades would be useless then.
Yeah, these
For
things
this
don't.
thing.
These creatures usually don't exit the ground for any reason. It's possible for them to, but they usually don't. Because it's to their disadvantage to do so.
In that case, the only thing I can think about right now is the light armor. Get an extra soak.
That's fine. Okay, with your weapon and all that.
Well, I wouldn't mind attachments.
More attachments in that case.
How many HP does your weapon have?
It has
The heavy ones at least 3.
it has 3. Yeah. My claymore is 3.
Funny part is he can actually attach a scope to his shotgun. If he wants to.
Scope adds an extra blue dice if you take the aim maneuver. I just found it in the book.
And I looked into how combat works a little bit more. You get an action, a maneuver, and like a free action every turn.
That was similar to Shadow.
And running counts as a maneuver. So you can either aim or move, or there's a couple other things that you can use with your maneuver.
Running or moving? In general, like 30 feet. Is running 60 feet?
Moving it says, because in the book you don't have movement speed in combat. You can just choose to move one range closer or one range further away. I'll have
So 5 feet, basically.
I have to look it up. I was on the page with it, but I looked to see if I could find how soak worked, so I left the page that I was on. Okay, here it is. You can exchange an action for a maneuver. So sort of like D&D in that aspect. You can use in D&D. You can use your action to gain an extra movement and stuff like that. Similar to that. Let's see. Where was the description? Maneuver limitations. Move. Okay. when you use the move maneuver, you can change your range increment. There was a page. And then there's the movement can also be used for engage or disengage from an opponent. Move within a short range. 105.
So
Range
how much
bands.
money would you be able to lend me, Olaf?
Like he's offering. He's not saying how much he has. He's just offering it.
Yeah, but I want like a maximum amount.
He's not telling you that, is what he's trying to tell you. I think.
So, light armor and 3 inferno grenades. That's
Which is an
1300.
infernal grenade.
So here,
Inferno.
I'm gonna
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna tell you what it says here. Here are the 5 range bands, so you can change from one to the other. The first range band is engaged, which means that you're like directly next to an enemy. Short range, it indicates up to several meters between targets. Medium range can be several dozen meters away, and long range is more than a few dozen meters. Let's see, and then extreme range is like 2 people at extreme range. Let me see.
Some extra stuff if you have more.
Extreme range is just like super far away, like very, very far away. It doesn't give you a specific on it. Okay. Yeah, so the help maneuver is considered assist. So if you don't need to move or anything, you can use the assist, and it adds a blue die, which is what you guys have been doing. You can use the aim maneuver, which is what helps you with your scope. If you take the aim maneuver. So that's instead of walking. You take the aim maneuver and then you shoot. So if you're not planning on moving this turn, then you can just use the aim maneuver. And it gives you extra stuff.
That's useful.
Like, if you don't move for 2 turns and you aim for 2 turns, you get an extra blue die if you aim for more than 1 turn in a row. And if you have a scope, then it gives you another blue die every time you aim. So then instead of 1 and then 2, you have 2 and then 3. But it does specify that if you're aiming at a specific location on the target, then your combat check suffers 2 black, and if you spend 2 consecutive maneuvers aiming at that specific thing, then you suffer only 1 instead. You can also take the guarded stance as a maneuver, which adds a black dice to enemies trying to attack you. And this is all characters, by the way. Everybody can do these things. You can interact with the environment as a maneuver, such as moving a large item, opening, closing a door, taking cover. You can manage your gear as a maneuver, mount or dismount, drop prone or stand. You can prepare an action as a maneuver. But if you do this, let me just see.
He'll note down what V said too, and head over to Geldrox. Unless he's hiding something.
Is Shio even back?
Yeah, he got back.
Hello.
Okay.
Fuck would I
So,
be hiding at this point?
No. I'll just walk over to. Would you require upgrades to your stuff?
A lot. A lot.
What would you like?
Oh, you're immediately going for the juggler, aren't you?
No, my character is literally offering to buying you upgrades. In case we do all this shit, like it's just fair that Tim, in his head, he's the only one with money. Because the rest of you hadn't bought shit.
No. I'm not earning any money, so...
No. That's why so he could just have going around offered what you guys would want. If you would want upgrades, what would it be?
Well,
And you'll see if you can gather it.
First off, heavy armor, the heaviest.
No.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not buying people heavy armor immediately. Again, it's 6,000, so that would be all money I have currently. At some point I probably will, but at the moment, no. So if you say that, he just said, yeah, that's a mistake for me.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you can't say grab one upgrade from a suit and put it on another, or can you do that?
You can, but if you do that, and there are different species, then you have to get it refitted. It says that in the rules.
No, same
There's literally
species.
a custom armor attachment for custom fit. So.
Oh, since I'm same species, that works very well.
Same species as who?
As me.
Okay.
In the
For
same
me-
species as you? What?
From me to me. You know, light to heavy,
That's
me to me.
You get an upgrade on your armor, it would still be 6,000 to buy heavy armor.
Yeah, you still have to buy the armor.
That's what I'm
You still have
saying.
to buy that.
So you're not taking something from one thing and putting it on another. That's what you asked. What you're doing is buying something new and putting that on instead.
These have to be fitted, of course.
Yes.
Like he's
So
just
if you're-
offering it things you would want, and he could see if he could get or something. I'm not giving you a price limit or anything. I'm just saying, heavy armor, that's out of the picture. Probably medium armor too. Cause that's like half my money.
Yeah, and you gotta think about who needs it the most. Who's gonna be in combat the most when there's combat.
Yeah, but like, again, at some point, the rest of you probably figure out ways to gain money too. But currently, I'm the only one that earns money on passively. So he,
Yeah.
being the nature of my character, he would of course offer to it since he's gonna work with these guys. Okay, I have money, I'll offer to buy them shit if they want it. It can be armor upgrades, weapon upgrades, attachments to those things. Omni tool
Yeah.
upgrades would probably only.
You know what there is?
Yeah, I'm looking through the shit right now from what if I can get a weapon upgrade on that
If it's
weapon.
multiple things, just send it to me in DM, and I'll say my dude noted down, and then I'll see what I buy once I get the opportunity.
Okay, so you can go on to the next person because I will be digging for a while.
No, I've asked you 2 others. You were the last one.
Yeah.
Well,
Like if you come up something, Joachim has sent me a few in DM.
well,
And if you find something free, then you're free to send DMs if you want certain things.
well, as I said, I'll be digging for now.
Okay. So, he'll basically wait for it. He would note down whatever he says that he would possibly want. You don't need to send me a 5 million page thing, because I can't afford 5 million things.
But I like to send the 5 million page thing.
Too bad. Yeah.
So is there anything else that anybody wanted to do at the base? Because right now you guys are capable of doing whatever you want to do.
Well, if I've already like added the stuff, you said yes.
Yeah, like,
I already added my shit. You said yes.
yeah, your stuff, like, you have said what you want, and it wasn't a big list. I can go buy that immediately.
That's all.
I'll at least try to.
Yeah. I put down minus 1,300 in my character sheet.
You are in debt now.
I am in debt.
Okay. So what he will do? He will go and he'll go to whatever shopping district it will be and get some shit for the others.
Well, the
and then try to
nearest one contains your best friend. Harriet.
Yes, I'll go there. I go to Harriet, my best friend.
Oh yes, sugar daddy.
No, it's Alcor. It's just the dude I met last session that sold me the scope.
And everybody's here now, so they can all hear what he sounds like.
Yeah, they're very fun. Yeah. Again, most shit I can't get everything, as some things have different rarities, some things are difficult to get, some things probably cost extra to get, and yada yada yada.
If you go to Harrods, he automatically has everything below or equal to rating 4.
Yeah. Let me just check what stock premium what there was.
Highest one was the light armor, which is 4.
I think it's 3. Just 4, okay, so I could probably get that.
He automatically has that. But
I'll go to Harriet.
If you're looking for anything above that, I have to roll to determine whether or not he has it in stock. And if he doesn't, then he will have to special order it for you.
Yeah, that's fine. The Inferno grains are also rated 4, so.
Alright, so then he has those.
Medium armor is 5.
Yeah, so that's a bit more difficult to get. Okay.
Certain shop owners might have higher rating stuff in stock automatically, but it depends on where you're shopping. Basically, what he's going to is a junk shop owner, so he just has a variety of things, but not the highest rarity.
He'll check around. He'll go to Harriet first, since he knows him. Then he'll go check around for like other things. If Harriet doesn't have things, or they're in extremely poor quality. He'll go to Harriet first.
Alright, you head to Harriet.
Yep.
So the sky car is now gone. If anybody wanted to join him, they have to decide that now before he goes.
I'm gonna join. Don't have anything else to do anyways.
Okay.
Rejoins, okay.
Anybody else going in the sky car, or is everybody else waiting for other things to happen?
I'm waiting because I'll be going soon, so I don't want to just, unless I'm needed to, be blasting.
Alright.
Or stitching.
I'm staying at the base as well.
Okay. So since you two are at the base, you can decide what you would like to do at the base. So you can help contribute to getting intel, which helps you guys get intel faster. Or you can help build things, you can help, like, whatever they need help with. So you can ask them if they need help, and you can help them with whatever they need help with while you're there. If you choose not to, that's fine, but it might be a little bit slower for you to find certain things for, like, missions and stuff.
Do they have anything I'm interested in?
It depends. What are you interested in?
Yeah, what are you in?
Watching TV, drinking beer.
Oh, it's just you then, Prib.
Pretty much.
Croak is just Prib.
More the physical stuff.
Alright. They do need help with moving crates, because this building is, and sorting through what's in the crates, because this building was a commercial building at one point. It's abandoned, however, and Archangel decided to take it over. So, there's a lower area, which you guys haven't been to yet, which has, like, storage areas in it. Like, there's even a few, like, industrial vehicles down there that appear to be abandoned. But there's rooms filled with crates of stuff that could be useful to you guys. They don't know what's in them, and they need them, like, sorted through and moved.
Sure, I'll take a look.
Alright, you can start doing that. I'll just tell you that the company was mostly, like, mining supplies and stuff like that. So a lot of it isn't directly useful to you guys. But, they can be, altered and used in different ways. So that way you can do other things with them.
Is there any element 0 in here?
I'll get you to roll a perception, because you're actually looking. With...
Look,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not making a super black box like I was joking about.
But element 0 is expensive and can be sold for quite a bit of money. So, I'll get you to roll a perception with 3 purple die to see if you find anything that has element 0 in it.
I'll use my story point here, why not?
Yeah, may as well. Because we're going to be ending relatively soon, may as well use it. Because you don't stack the stationary story points. Like, you just get 1 per session, and then it goes away next session, so...
So this one's interesting. I got a triumph,
Yep.
an axe, and 3 markers.
Okay. So... that means that the success of the triumph is cancelled. So... you have an advantage. No, you don't actually, because you got those markers, right? So you have 1 disadvantage. That's all you got out of this. Because
Nice.
the triumphs can be canceled out by both a disadvantage and a failure. So that sucks. Yeah, so you don't find any. And I'll be relatively generous and say that the disadvantage doesn't seem to do anything directly right now. so you don't know. You don't see any Mass Effect, or not Mass Effect, Element Zero stuff.
I just dropped a box on my foot and it didn't hurt, so I picked it up again.
Fair enough. So he's spending his time lifting boxes and stuff. Does Geo want to do anything back at base while everybody else, or the other two, are doing something?
I'll be trying to figure out where we know where it is. I just tried to find out more info about the place where the staff drive is being hidden.
Okay, so I'll
Or being
say
kept.
that you're taking the action of helping with intel. So that way you can further the plot. Like, if you, I'm gonna just announce this generally. If you guys don't know what to do next, you guys can just stay at base and then do these actions to try to gain more information and further the story and stuff like that.
Yes.
To find, well, I'm gonna be helping with finding stuff by gathering information. So, do I need to make a roll for any of that?
No, you're just quickening the process that I already have in my head.
Okay.
So you're automatically helping, so you don't have to roll anything.
Okay.
It's like in video games where you have the dude who's set to fixing things or whatever, and then it makes
It's the dude that you go to continue the main story.
well, I was gonna be a little more specific. Like, you can have like in certain games where you can assign certain people to do certain tasks, and then it quickens things. But if you don't have anybody on those tasks, then it still progresses, but slower. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
So, it's that.
That's fair.
So, but time is required to pass in order for anything to happen. So, like, if you guys are just role playing for the entire session, and it takes like an hour or two.
That's how we farm money, right there.
You could potentially do that, but then nothing would happen in the story ever, and I would be like, okay, so you guys finish talking now. What do you want to do?
But we will have max gear at the first mission. Think about it.
You should all the side shit and just gain all the money and just everyone in a heavy armor with 50,000 upgrades and the maximum upgraded guns.
Well, there is a limit of things you can put onto your armor due to hard points.
Yes, that's true. But still, having maximum hard points locked out, like with stuff that's useful to you, is still better than not.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's continue. So the two of you go to the market.
I'll be going right now.
Aw, you're gonna miss the voice acting. You've missed it twice now.
Okay, I'll say a little longer.
Okay,
just a little.
Okay, so you guys get to Harrod's market stall, and he's standing there. This gigantic, muscle-bound creature is standing behind the market stall. He has this really big cigar in his mouth, and he's puffing smoke out of his mouth slits.
You're gonna sound like Mickey Mouse.
No.
No.
I'm gonna sound like an Elcor, which you don't know what that is, so it's gonna be funny. So, you guys approach. Delighted. What can I do for you?
Oh, those things.
They say their emotion.
Yes, they do. And he actually had bonuses in his negotiation because when he was trying to buy stuff from him because he told his emotion, which played his hand that he was trying to like scam him.
Hey, he said his name right. Out of character.
Yeah, his name is Harrod.
He
Yeah.
said it out. He said it, so I know what.
There's
Hey,
a big
Harrod.
thing that says Harrod's market stall, even if he didn't say it. So there's like a
was
holographic
looking
thing.
for some stuff from my friend here. Do you perchance have armors or explosives?
Preferably both.
Plainly, I have all of those things.
You lagged out. What do you say?
He said, plainly, I have all of those things.
Okay. May I see what type of lead armors you have?
Are you looking for one for your friend?
Yes. Point to the human-looking guy next to me.
Human. Yes, I do.
How much and of what quality would that be?
He reaches over and he picks up like a. It looks almost like a box that a sniper rifle would be stored in. And it's like a huge case. And he just puts that up onto the counter. See for yourself.
I'll open it.
It is pretty well kept. The problem is, it is actually being stored in a sniper rifle case. So it has like the outline of a sniper rifle, but then it has like the pieces of the armor all just like haphazardly stored in it.
Yeah, as long as it fits and works.
The only problem with it, it is the color of it is hot pink.
I look to V.
So robot
I
have
still have my
color
black
preference.
cloak, so I guess it'll be fine.
Here we discover that this robot is colorblind.
I don't see color.
No, you can see color, but you can see certain colors. There's also
All
a
depends
type
on-
of color blindness.
Well, true color blindness is grayscale, but human color blindness, yes, Geo is correct.
Well, they don't seem to be against it. Oh, how much will it be?
Regular price for armors.
Very well. I'll.
A dealer bought too many of this color and couldn't sell it, so I bought it for cheap.
Makes sense. Oh. He don't seem to mind the coloration, so. Okay. I'll take it.
Alright, so just mark off your money, the regular price for armor.
So 1,000. So 1,000 since it's basic one.
Yep.
And do you have fire grenades?
Incendiary grenades are common
Inferno
here.
grenades.
I
They're common
will,
here. Okay.
I will grab them for you. And he grabs another box, puts it on the table.
Okay. I open and see the quality and amount.
There's 10 grenades in the box, but if you only want some, he is willing to negotiate that.
They all look fine.
Some of them look partially damaged, but usable.
Okay.
I quickly look them over to see which ones I would take.
How many are you looking for?
3.
Oh yeah, there's 3 in there that are of perfect condition. So,
I'm gonna grab those.
all right. You only want a few. Okay. Individual price acknowledged.
Mhm.
He motions to the kiosk.
Is the 7 others are okay condition?
The 7 others, some of them are like scuffed up a little bit but usable, and some of them appear to be like dented, but they would still work.
Okay. Which are the least damaged? Because I'm getting 2 more.
Oh. Oh, actually the dented ones could do more damage. How weird it might sound.
I'll take 2 of the one that looks in a decent condition, and I'll add them to the pile and pay the total amount.
All right. Acknowledged.
500 for that.
I bought these from suppliers. They have set prices. In other words, he's trying, since he interacted with you before, he's trying to indicate that he's not trying to rip you off with these things.
I'll acknowledge it.
Whereas if they're just things that are like random scraps of garbage, like what you picked up before, then he's gonna try to bargain with you because otherwise he wouldn't make any money.
Okay. You found some stuff you want, Geo, or no? I think that was a no.
Yeah, he'll probably have you send you stuff by next week.
Yep.
Okay. Weapon
Can we even
attachments, how are you
horrible?
with those? I know you had a scope. What varieties of attachments do you have?
But yeah, how weird it might sound. A dented grenade is actually better than the non-dented grenade. How weird it might sound.
Perhaps, but I'm just telling you what they saw, and he made his choice. So he already made his choice.
Fair enough. The very reason why a dented grenade is better is a shaped charge. Basically.
You're not there to tell him.
Yep.
Nope.
You
Well,
didn't.
no, just general.
I'm
Just
just.
general knowledge to shared.
Yeah, that's fine. But if you were there with him, you may have been able to share that with him. But you're not there. So.
But yeah, I also got to go now, guys.
Alrighty. You heard the voice acting.
Yeah. See ya next time.
There you
He takes the box off the counter and pushes it back to where it was. So you are looking for attachments. What kind?
Yes. For a shotgun.
What kind?
What kind do you have, Joachim?
My shotgun?
Yeah.
That is a M300 Claymore.
Yeah, the shotgun that was invented for Krogans to use, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Something that can fit an M300 Claymore.
What kind of attachments? He's very monotone, so you can't tell that he was trying to ask what kind of attachments. But that's
Fair.
what he was trying to ask the whole time.
You have any modification that can make them more dealing damage, basically a piercing mod?
Piercing mod. Acceptable. He starts searching through this huge pile of just random if you were like anywhere else, you'd be like, yeah, that's just a random pile of garbage. That's just garbage. But he's like sifting through it. So you're looking for a shotgun piercing mod?
Yep.
Since you have that up in front of you, and I don't want to have to search it, how much are they regularly?
1500.
1,500?
Yep.
Okay. He pulls something out of the garbage pile. And he sets it on the counter. It does look like a shotgun piercing mod that is customized to fit his particular shotgun. However, it does look like it needs to be repaired. You can tell that just from looking at it. From the exterior, it is dented. So, as in, like, what a piercing mod does is it attaches to the front, kind of like a silencer would. And it makes it, like, more effective, like, it higher velocities it, basically, slightly. Because it has, like, an ESO chamber in it, which causes it to more high velocity out of the front of the barrel. It is slightly dented, so if you shoot, some of the pellets would end up hitting the top dented part. So you would have to fix it.
It doesn't seem like it's a complete mess, but I can fix it if I try it. So.
Yeah, if you use your mechanics skill, you can fix it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not completely destroyed. He probably wouldn't have given it to you if it was, so...
But you might bargain for a discount since it's
you could try that. He goes cunningly 1,500.
Well, it seems a bit dented, and it seems a bit steep to make it the full price when it's a bit dented. How about we make it 950?
All right. I'm pretty sure persuasion is one of the stats, so...
Negotiation is basically persuasion.
Yes, negotiation. So, roll that with... He knows it's broken. He knows that, so he's willing to negotiate with you. With 2 die. 2 purple.
2 purple.
You can use your story point here.
You could.
Reminder.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it. I'd rather save 550 because I rolled trash.
You can use your story point, which allows you to turn one of your greens into a yellow.
Okay, so basically 2 yellows on. Okay.
Okay.
Do I get the green in addition, or does that just turn the green to a yellow?
Yeah, it turns your green into a yellow.
A success and an advantage.
Okay. He looks at you. He thinks for a moment with it. Elcors don't have very many facial expressions. So he's just staring at you blankly. He goes, with pride, I agree to this bargain. He may have been willing to go lower. He may have been willing to go lower, but like, you still got a deal.
I would assume the lower I got, the more purple it might have added. So I just went with like a sweet, but saved a good amount.
That would have been the case, yes.
That's why I went with 9. Like, okay, I saved like nearly 600 credits on it, so why not?
How much spaghetti you want?
Yeah, and you know how to fix it. Other people might not, which is why he would go even cheaper, but he's willing to sell it to you for that price.
I'll get to pay the 950.
All right.
As he's bargaining with the guy to buy this stuff, can I do like a quick sweep anything in particularly kind of small and valuable?
Oh, you're gonna try to steal something?
Hell yeah. What I was programmed to do.
Wow.
Yeah, he was programmed by a criminal, so. All right. You start
I'm
looking around the
currently in
market.
debt, so I kind of have to make my money somehow.
All right. So, since you are purposefully looking, it is a perception. It is a perception roll, and since you're looking for highest value, I'm going to give you 2 purple.
Ooh. 3 successes.
That everything? No advantages?
Nope.
All right. Great.
Successes.
That's wonderful. You do see something highly valuable. You see a crate of refined element 0 sitting next to a market stall.
How big would 1 element 0 be?
They're basically refined into like gold bars, basically sized things. So that's what 1 element 0 would look like. And my picture on Roll20 is a piece of element 0. That's what it looks like.
Woolsies. Really fucking tempting.
It's an entire crate, which is way more than you could possibly carry. But
Yeah, but I'm thinking of just stealing like 1.
yeah, if you take 1 bar, that's still quite a bit. And you can tell that it's actually authentic element 0 because the box, the little spaces in the box, like the little cracks, are glowing. There
Seems
is
like a
there is a guard near the market stall and the proprietor. And there's a few customers lolling around. So, you know what you're up against there.
yeah. Seems like bait.
Yeah, that does. Okay, so what do I have to roll to try and nick one of these?
I'm pretty sure it's your skullduggery, which is like
I'm not
sleight of
too
hand.
sure about that because that's based on cunning.
It is. But skullduggery is the skill for like sleight of hand and stuff like that.
I thought it would be like coordination.
Nope, it's skullduggery. When it comes to theft,
Kind of like
So if I
balance
wanna...
thing.
What?
Coordination is basically like balance or shit like that. Basically a deck save in a way.
yeah, so coordination is more like a dex save. So if you needed to retain your balance on something, that would be your coordination.
Okay, so what would I have to roll?
Skullduggery.
So skullduggery against...
I'd say 3 purple.
So I can use my thingy-majig.
Yeah, you can use your story point.
So 2 yellow against 3 purple. You guys like those odds?
It's possible.
I kind of like those odds.
It's not terrible odds.
But if you fail, you're fucked.
I know, but again, my deception is okay. I was merely looking at it. Or I can just run away and hide, which I'm really good at.
Okay,
Oopsie.
tell me what you
3
get.
purple, you said?
3 purple, yep.
Come on, script gods, don't fail me now. Oh. I'm gonna... 2 successes and... What was the... Not the X, but the circle with the thing in it.
The crosshair, basically.
Advantage.
No, the crosshair is disadvantage. I don't know if that's what you said. You might have cut off for me.
Yeah, so the circles with the things in them.
Yeah.
The crosshair.
The marker.
Okay, yeah, two explosions and 2 crosshairs. So
Okay.
2 successes and 2 disadvantages.
2 disadvantages? You said?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you said 2 disadvantages. Okay. Because 1 disadvantage and 2 disadvantages are 2 different things. Okay. You managed to open the crate. The proprietor seems busy with a customer, and the guard appears to be busy with another thief, just escorting him away and throwing him to the ground. So you managed to get the crate open without being noticed. You open the crate. It's just glowing this snowy blue color as you open the crate. And to that, it's like looking inside a chest of pirate's gold to you. That's just like, yes, this is heaven. You've been programmed with positive reinforcement when you see these things. So, yes, you do enjoy the sight of it.
If I had a brain, it would be filling up with dopamine right now.
Exactly. So, how many did you want again? Just 1?
1.
Okay. You take 1 bar. Where would you like to put it? In your pocket? In your jacket? Like, just hold it in your hand? Like, how are you handling this?
I would put it like, I'm guessing my cloak or my dust coat or whatever.
Yeah, your duster. That's what that type of jacket's called.
Like pockets on the inside.
Yeah. You can do that.
I would have put it in one of those.
You can still see some of the glowing light bleeding through your jacket, but otherwise it is hidden in your jacket. As you close the container, the guard glances toward where you are and goes, "Hey, what are you doing?"
I'm sorry. Just curious.
That is not for sale.
Then why is it in the marketplace?
Someone traded it for something.
Oh. I do apologize, and I turn away.
Alright, you just walk away. Yeah, he didn't notice. I rolled for him. This guard is pretty good at noticing things. However, he failed. So,
oh my god.
So yeah, he doesn't notice that you stole anything.
Never punished.
Yeah. This is like the first thing I've done, dude. You can start punishing me.
Never punished in general.
Alright, there you go. You have 1 you can add to your inventory permanently, because now you have it, unless you want to sell it. You have 1 bar of element 0. So, there are a few... This element 0 is very useful when applied, like, used for things. So, now the hard decision is whether or not to sell it for lots of money, or use it.
We do need lots of money.
We do need lots of money. How much are they worth? I wouldn't know that, right?
You would know approximately how much they're worth, but, like, prices fluctuate with metals, as anyone who's watched the stock market is well aware. Gold always goes up and down.
So
Approximately, for this 1 bar, maybe 3,000 just for the one bar.
Not too
It's not
bad.
that much.
It's not too bad for a hard day's work.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a full crate full, which was what that other guy had. So
Yeah.
He doesn't have a full crate full anymore.
well, he doesn't know that apparently.
Yeah.
So you have that one bar. Now the problem is either getting rid of it or finding out what to use it for. So, you go back to your companion?
Yeah.
All right. So, did you want anything else? Roll.
I was gonna ask him if, technology-wise, what kind of things could you offer to Omnitools and similar?
Proudly, I could order you basically anything.
Hmm. Could order anything. How long would it take for the order to arrive? And would it have a specific?
Depends on what you are ordering. Perhaps a day. Perhaps a week. Perhaps a month.
He's gonna
Hmm.
continue this, isn't he? Perhaps a year. Perhaps 2 years. Perhaps a decade. Perhaps a millennia.
No, he stops. He stops at a month. It would have been funnier if he kept going, but
Yeah.
he's still a shop. Like, he has pride in what he's saying. So,
Could you order security software to Omnitools? The high quality kind.
you simply want software. I
Basically,
could.
I'm asking if you can get cyber software, which is like a rating rarity 7, basically anti-hacking device on the Omnitool.
So, do you ask for that specifically, or do you just ask for software?
I asked for that specifically if I can.
Okay. He goes,
Cyber.
I will have to see if it is in stock. And he's gonna roll. He's pretty good at getting stuff, but it's still a very really rare item. Not max rarity, but still pretty rare.
It's pretty rare. Basically, just makes my Omnitool extremely hard to decrypt. So it gives 5 purple dice to it. If someone starts hacking.
I'm gonna just let you know what I rolled.
Alright.
My screen is displaying a red,
Okay, that's not good.
so yeah. So,
See, not doesn't have it.
but he did get a bunch of advantages. So
Fair enough.
he goes, I had someone willing to sell it, but I thought it was too much. I could broker a deal for 10% added on the price.
So that would make the total 1650. Yeah, it could be useful for me.
It is
If
not
you could manage to do
here.
that, I would be
It is not here, but it will be here in a few days.
okay. If I could get that ordered to me, I would appreciate it.
Where would you like it delivered, or would you just like it here?
I would like to pick it up. If
He
I can.
nods. That is acceptable.
What, you want to pay now, or should I pay when I pick it up?
I will order the device. You can pay on pickup.
Very well. I appreciate the help, Parrot.
He nods towards you.
I heard the other day you spoke of a,
Well, actually, it wasn't the other day. It was today. In-game.
I heard earlier you spoke of the Quarian. What's the deal with him? Seem to have like a rivalry with him.
Oh, cunningly, you speak of the Quarian child.
Yes, that's what I heard you call him, yes.
Proudly, I have mastered the Quarian child.
You made better deals than him, is that what you're saying?
You don't know what he's saying.
Does he sell the same things as he, or does he sell different stuff?
Are you asking him this?
Yes, I'm asking him.
Okay. He goes, we are in the same business, and
Okay.
I have earned a portion of all his profits.
I see. You're sort of in like a... What's the... I don't get the word. You sort of have a contract between each other, like a deal?
I suppose you could call it that.
Where would he hang out? If you don't mind me asking.
Do you not appreciate my deals?
Oh, I appreciate your stuff, I'm just curious.
He doesn't give very good deals, but he takes his large arm and reaches over the counter and points to a direction you haven't gone yet.
Okay.
He is down those stairs on the left.
I appreciate the information. That I think is all I need for today. Well, for now, at least. So, perhaps we'll meet again.
I simply and humbly hope you do not take offense to me subjugating your kin.
No, it's fine. You work with business. It's normal. Everyone earn money. Everyone wants. It's all right.
He nods towards you.
I give
With
him a
great
nod and
cheer, I will see you later.
hopefully yes.
Alright, you gonna try to go over there?
Not right now. Since we're nearly ending anyway, I'm gonna save that for next time.
Okay.
But I'll head back to the base for now.
Okay. Actually, I was planning on ending now, so you could just wait till next time and then be there and then walk over there if you want.
Yeah, basically I'll just deliver the upgrade to Broke.
Okay.
The piercing mod?
Mm-hmm. What else would I buy it for? I don't use it.
Oh.
I was looking at other stuff for me, but I'm gonna consider that for another time.
It needs to be repaired still, but we can do that next time.
Yeah, I'll do that next time. I'll repair it first, then give it to him.
Alright, we'll do that next